All right, that was a rare look into the huddle. Carlos Vela getting everyone pumped up. For all of you that have ever wondered how much does Carlos Vela care, just watch that.
Tons.
Yes, and it gets you pumped up. Hello, everyone. I'm Vince LaRosa. With me is Jessica Black. This is the 110 Football Watch Party. We're about to watch some history. Yeah. The first ever, can I say it? El Trafico? Oh, no, I said it. Yeah. First match between LAFC and the Galaxy in an Open Cup. Mm-hmm. So that in and of itself is history, but we, of course, on the black and gold side are hoping for some different history, i.e. winning a match in Carson.
Yeah, winning a match in Carson and also making things right off of the back of the first match that we played in Carson this season, where I think we were unlucky not to walk away with at least a point. So I think there's a point to prove. Hopefully we're in some better shape than we were then. And I'm hoping for a good game, but I have this feeling it's going to get ugly out there.
It's gonna get crazy. Remember, there's no VAR, so that's one thing to consider. Also,
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
We'll find out. Another thing that we could ask, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's not a pro referee doing it. It's not an MLS referee. It's a high-level referee, probably a referee that does college and has done, I believe, some Open Cup games already, but not a pro referee. So you decide whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But if you're not already pumped up, this should get you even more pumped up. As we said, this could be history as LAFC goes down to Carson. But, of course, wherever LAFC goes, so does the 3252. So check out the 3252 getting pumped up. I think this is hours and hours before the match. This is what they do. Check this out. Incredible scenes. Like I said, wherever LAFC goes, they're never alone. Imagine if you walked out on the pitch just for your pre-match walk, not even warm-ups, and you saw that. What would you be feeling right now?
I'd be pumped. And then I'd also want to make sure that I made them proud. You don't want to let down, your fans. But yeah, if you have a group like that behind you, you probably feel like you can accomplish anything.
All right, we got just a couple minutes towards kickoff. So let's go ahead and take a look at the LAFC lineup.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go. Strong lineup. Maxime Crepeau in goal. Sebastian Ibiaga is going to play right back, which is interesting. We know Ryan Hollingshead is healthy, although maybe not healthy enough to go a full 90. Murillo Fall, center back. Chiqui Palacios is your left back. Sifu, Ilie, and Acosta is your midfield. Up top, Vela, Arango, and the Moose. The Moose is loose. So some interesting things to talk about. Welcome to everybody that's in the chat that's watching us. We're stoked to have you here. I'm going to bring someone else in. He's live from Dignity Health Sports Park, and probably in an undisclosed location so that he doesn't get too
very undisclosed location. What's up, guys?
What's up, Connor Kalopsis? You look good. Well, I can't believe you got the Wi-Fi there to work.
I'm on data right now, so I won't be on for too long. But
smart.
Are you guys pumped? I'm like weirdly calm, but then in the back of my mind, there's like a lot of nerves dancing around back here.
Yes, I think we feel about the same. I feel nervous.
Yeah, I'm
nervous. I always get nervous for this game.
I'm nervous, yeah.
Because anything can happen in this game, as you know. But what is the vibe like there? I'm looking behind you. It looks like it's filling in pretty good.
Yeah, sure. I can go. I can't tell you. You guys tell me if it's like too loud when I go outside, okay?
It's going to be loud. They always pump the music because they want to drown out the supporters.
I can mute myself.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No, it's not that bad.
That's not too bad.
Now it's a little bit louder.
Now it's getting a little bit louder. Okay. So, hey, late arriving there a little bit, huh?
I know. The LAFC fans showed up. I don't know if you can see that.
They've been there for hours.
Yeah, they've been there a little late to show up, but that's what happens in these El Tráfico matches. They come in last second, and that's fine. It's fine. Teams are coming out right now. Look at me, hard-hitting journalism on site right now.
Give yourself a pat on the
Look
back,
at you,
Connor.
hard-hitting
Love
journalism.
it.
Wow. Put that on your diploma. Connor
will.
graduated from Connor State University.
Some guy with a St. Louis City t-shirt over
Wait,
here.
Is that the guy that we saw from Columbus that had the St. Louis shirt? Remember?
He's road trip.
Wow, that guy's everywhere. Incredible. Okay, Connor, we just looked at the lineups. Any thoughts about the lineups?
We're going to 3-4-3, correct?
No, I think Ibiaga's going to play right back.
Ibiaga is playing right back. Interesting. Musovski starting over Mahala and B-Rod makes sense just due to their injuries. But anyway, I think they're going to do the national anthem now. So I'll jump off
prediction.
for a bit. 2-1 LAFC. It's gonna be crazy.
Okay.
All right.
There he goes.
Anyway.
The hard-hitting journalist, Connor Kalopsis. Let's get back to talking some lineups.
Yeah.
So where do you want to go first? Do you want to talk about the attack with Musovski coming in from Mahala, or do you want to talk about Ibiaga right back?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll start off with the attack because I think we're going to need, them to show up today, especially because we have not a makeshift back line, but maybe not, first choice. So Musovski coming in, maybe this is an opportunity for him to really put his stamp on a starting lineup and make that starting opportunity work for him. What do you think he has to do today?
Here's what I like about Danny Musovski is he's a finisher. And if I think about the history of this game, it really has come down to that classic finisher chances.
Okay.
Like LAFC will create or have, let's say, 20 some odd shots in a game and only be able to put in 1, maybe 2 goals. Whereas the Galaxy create 2 opportunities, 2 goals. Like that's just how it is. Efficiency. They have Chicharito. So when you bring in a guy like Musovski, if he can get the feel for the game, and he really is a finisher, a top class finisher, along with Chicho and of course Carlos. If they can finish their chances, honestly, if they can get one early on the Galaxy and really put the Galaxy under pressure, that's where the game can tilt. That's where LAFC can do a lot of damage. If not, it's going to look like a lot of the games we've seen with LAFC and the Galaxy, where the Galaxy probably get one and then sit back, and LAFC have to, throw everything they can at it to knock down that door. And that is a type of game that I don't feel confident in, because that's where you leave things up to chance.
Yeah, for sure. Efficiency is going to be the name of the game. And speaking of efficiency, and somebody who was really efficient last season, but maybe has come out to a slow start this season, is Chicho Arango. He's somebody that I'm looking at that needs to have a big game. You cannot leave it all to Carlos. You can't look and say, okay, Carlos, you do it for us. And I think over the last couple of games, we've seen Carlos kind of come to life. I'm waiting on Chicho Arango to get that same that he was like last season. So we'll see what he does. But yeah.
Do you think a big game can bring that out of a player?
Yeah, I do. I think the occasion and hearing the fans and knowing that this is a really big matchup can bring it out of big game players. So still waiting for Chicho to kind of show that. I know it's in there somewhere. We just haven't seen it this season.
So we're still waiting on the event to begin on ESPN Plus and kickoff, which should be any minute now. I'm looking in your chats, and Jason's been throwing up some of your comments here. A lot of people are nervous.
Oh, well, that sounds about right. We're nervous too.
I mean, this is the ultimate game. If you can predict this game, and I want to start to get some predictions from you guys. So you guys in the chat, start throwing out some predictions. But if you can predict this game, I want to go to Vegas with you, because Max and I were talking about this yesterday, and they were like, no better time to play the Galaxy. And he goes, but we've said that before.
Right.
Countless times when LAFC has played the Galaxy. And it just seems like the Galaxy come out and play like everything's a final. And this is a knockout game, so they're going to come out with that fire. But can you predict this game? What do you think is going to happen in this game?
I mean, I can't predict the score because I just feel like anything can happen with these two teams. But what I will say is that I do think it's going to be chippy. Like, I think there's going to be some hard tackles going in. I think the occasion is going to be visible from what we see. There might be some nerves. I think last time that we played against the Galaxy, we made some defensive errors. And so the guys are going to need to be sharp back there. But not having your first choice right back, Ibiaga, doesn't strike me as somebody that, is more than a center back. You know what I mean? So I think there'll be some nervousness, some jitters, and some interesting tackles. That's what I'll say.
Yes, I think so as well. I think that wherever that referee is from, he's going to have his hands full.
Yeah.
A lot of egos out there.
Some calls to make today,
yes.
I think.
Yes, he's going to have to make a decision here or there. And I think hopefully he's up for the moment. I know that in sports in this country, we prefer the referee to be seen, not heard. However, I think really in high-level soccer and football matches, the referee does put some kind of stamp on the game and decides the game, not decides the game, but it definitely decides how the game will be played. And that's where I want to see him step in.
Yeah, I mean, they can either call every single thing and set the precedent early that anything is a foul, or let almost everything go. It's hard to find that balance, especially in a big game. I kind of prefer in big matches, let more go. Don't call every little thing, but that's just my preference.
Yeah. I'm seeing Jason was flashing up some scores, and I'm seeing some scores in the chat. An array of scores, which means exactly what we said. No one has any clue what to predict. I do want to point out Joseph Sandoval, who had a 3-0 score. And Joseph, I hope to LAFC. I hope that happens. I would just love that so much because, like we said, LAFC has never won at Dignity Health Sports Park. However, in matches of consequence, LAFC is undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, we need this. I mean,
JD's got 4-2 Galaxy wins. I wonder if he's a Galaxy fan just hanging out. And if you are, hello, how are you?
Hi. I mean, I just want to get on Twitter after the game and be like, we did it. We got you.
Nuts.
So you want those bragging rights. And today is the day. Today is the day.
If you are in the chat, listen to David, who says hit that like button. Alan Sanchez, 2-0 Galaxy. Again, could be a Galaxy fan, could be an LAFC fan, just trying to be like, well, if I predict this and it goes wrong, at least I'll still be happy.
True.
We just saw the Galaxy's lineup quickly. You didn't see. I saw it quickly. I'll bring up kind of the points. Klinsmann. So they're not playing Jonathan Bond in goal. They're going with Klinsmann. When you're going with Klinsmann on his day can be good, but he is not as experienced as Jonathan Bond. Is that an area where LAFC should think, let's get some shots in early?
Yeah, I think so. You have to test him and see, like, are you ready for the big match? Are you ready to step in for your big goal, number one goalkeeper? And so I want to see a lot of shots. That's what I want to see early on. Try to get something off of them early when maybe they have some jitters, and don't let them take advantage of us when we have jitters.
All right, so we're seconds away from kickoff. And if you're just joining us, welcome in. This is the 110 football watch along for LAFC versus the Galaxy in the round of 16 of the Open Cup. And they have just kicked off. So we're happy to have you here. If you're new, though, this is what we do. We're not, Jessica and I are not commentators. We're not Joe Totino and Max Bretos. We're not going to just do play-by-play.
We're better.
Yes, in some ways we're better. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to just talk through the game as if you're a friend watching the game at a bar. We're going to have some jokes. You guys are going to be in the chat, so get lively in the chat. We'll have some back and forth. We will provide some tactical analysis because that's just what Jessica and I like. But, yes, this is not your standard match commentary. All right. And so with that, I will tell you that right now the game clock for what we're watching, if you want to get on the exact same time as us, is 38, 39, 40, 41.
All right. Sounds good.
And with that, let the carnage begin.
Oh my gosh. I just
Demolition
got so
Derby.
nervous.
Yeah?
Even more than usual. There's Raheem Edwards.
Oh, Raheem Edwards had some, I thought it was funny. I know people got fired up, but Raheem with the kind of a cheeky grin and a wink, I was like, he's just messing around.
Yeah.
And what else is he supposed to say?
He's just messing. And I mean, you want to see that from the players, right? It's a derby. Like it's a big game, but we need him not to be Raheem the Dream today. So we're trying to clear the ball here. They get an early shot.
I don't think he touched that. No, he did.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's still filling in there. We'll say that for sure. Ibiaga, his first little test, he's in good position, in line with his back line mates, and okay header. Maybe put it a little bit different spot.
Maybe not just like right in the middle of the goal. It's fine. I'm going to be really watching Ibiaga because I don't necessarily feel like the fall at right back experiment was successful. So you have to try somebody else there. Maybe Ibiaga can do a better job.
Raheem, bench player at LAFC. Well, he started quite a few games, but I would say a lot of it, who's Raheem? A lot of it was down to a lot of the injuries that we faced last season.
Right.
I did talk to somebody that has some inside knowledge, and I know that it was reported that Raheem was offered a contract from LAFC, and I found out that was not true.
Oh, okay.
They did speak with him, but he was never offered a contract from LAFC. So for all those people that are like, well, you wanted to keep him, maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah. So too bad. All right. We're still trying to clear something. Like,
Yeah, this
it's
is
been a while.
the longest second phase of a corner ever.
And this is where I think you start to see some of the jitters and the, you know, not being able to clear your lines, making things more difficult for yourself. Like, this is where LAFC really need to make sure that they don't concede. You know, first 5 minutes, don't concede. We don't want to concede at all, but definitely not first 5 minutes, if that makes sense.
I just feel like make them score a good goal.
Right.
Like, it feels like every goal that they've scored against us, I mean, the finish might have been nice, but the build-up, there's nothing really there. It's like you said, don't make mistakes and force that. Look, if they score a great goal, you got to go, okay. But you can probably score on them or you can get back into the game. And they've proven that, obviously, when they kind of take control. But it's always too late. It's after mistakes when your confidence is not quite in the right spot.
Right. I 100% agree with that. Make them work for it. It has to be a worldie. Don't just give it to them. Here we are. I am happy to see Kellen back in midfield. Again, we've been trying to find some sort of right back solution, and Kellen didn't quite work out. Neither did Fall, but Kellen needs to be in that midfield, right? To keep that balance.
You would assume that this will. Ooh.
Oh, you do?
Vela already peeling off the right wing. You would assume it'll be a pretty lopsided LAFC, and by that I mean Ibiaga's not going to go forward much.
Right.
But so Cheeky Palacios will get
absolutely,
at it.
Yeah. And he's been excellent going forward this season. I have to say, like, I think that you can really see the progression, that he's had under Steve Cherundolo.
Somebody sent me an article. I don't know what it was. It was not a big publication. They had the top 5 fullbacks in the league, and Cheeky Palacios not on the list at all.
Oh, well, that wasn't a very good article then. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely up there, isn't he?
He's got to be top 5, at least in the top 5. I would say he's top 3, but I don't. Outside the top 5, get out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
Saw somebody in there. They just got an ESPN Plus subscription for this game. Worth it.
I love my ESPN subscription. I have the bundle. The bundle that comes with Disney. What else? It comes out with something else too.
Hulu.
Yeah. So yeah, it's bomb. I love it.
I have the bundle as well.
The bundle.
Disney obviously is great for if you love Star Wars content. Seems like the only thing they put out. Oh, what a ball from Carlos. So Carlos is feeling it.
Yeah, he is. But he was feeling it last game, right? Because he could have had a hat trick in that game. He didn't end up with anything, but he could. I
love that Chicho was a reference point there.
Yeah, for sure.
Like getting out and running, being an outlet. I think, again, I've had I talked about it on LAFC 360, and people were saying that he had a very good game against Columbus, and I said, oh yeah, it was okay. But I feel like when he tries to do too many things or he's out of position, his pressing is all off. I just want him to be a reference point.
Yeah, we would really benefit from somebody just being able to hold the ball up and just kind of be a release valve for the other attackers. Like, that's really what we need. When he ends up out wide and he's dribbling more, I don't love it as much for him.
Yeah, run the channels is fine, but out wide on the touchline,
not so much.
Looking forward to the Obi-Wan Kenobi show coming out this Friday. Yes. Yeah. See, again, you can bundle them all together. Watch the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I'll watch it. Hey, I want to watch that Chippendale movie.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Yeah. They took a page out of the Space Jam and Looney Tunes playbook. It's got a bunch of celebrity cameos. Why not?
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that.
And then Hulu's got a ton of stuff. I watch Atlanta on Hulu.
I love Hulu. It has like the best combination of new and old things, so. But anyways, back to
this was not an ad for ESPN Plus or Hulu, but you're welcome, ESPN Plus and Hulu, as if they need any more help.
Yeah, if you want to get involved,
Yeah, if you want. I mean, at the very least, you could pick up the tab on Jessica and I's bundle.
Subscription,
yeah, we'll take that.
Bundle, of course. So not much going on. It feels like the two teams are kind of feeling each other out, seeing what the formations look like and things like that. But what I am liking is that we are in the attacking third,
right,
and not back in our box.
Well, your point about the initial nerves, they definitely seemed like they were there, but now it seems like they warded off those first couple of attacks, the first couple of corners, and now they're like, okay, we're good. We can play the game now.
Exactly.
Isaiah is asking any standouts on the pitch so far. Vela's looked lively, as we just talked about. Danny Musovski did not cover himself in glory right there. It's been 7 minutes in. It's tough to pick anyone out. The midfield, controlling some of this game, and not just with touches, but I think that their rest defense so far has been good because we haven't seen any kind of fire drills going back the other way.
Right. Yeah, I do think that the midfield is doing okay so far, but we got to let it cook a little bit longer.
Mhm.
It's just been a little bit back and forth. The ball's been out a lot, a
Right.
lot of stop.
Just trying to go for it all in one
Mhm.
move.
Okay, this is where we're going to see what Ibiaga is about right now.
Well, and you got Vasquez is the one that really scares me. The way he moves off lines and
Good.
finds space and just puts guys on, like that run that he just made was just a dummy run, but it could have easily opened things up even wider.
Yeah. We have to make sure that we are like awake on defense. I remember the first time that we played the Galaxy this season.
Oh, do you want to do an ad for American Express now too? American Express
Sure.
card or from when they bundle for like a year for free. There you go, American Express, another free ad. But back to what you were saying about Vasquez and finding spaces.
Yeah, they were finding a lot of openings up top. They were very lively in the attacking third. Raheem was getting involved as well. And so we just have to be aware of the runners, and that's where communication is going to be key between Murillo and Fall.
Can't be giving away the ball like that, but good.
We don't need that.
Good recovery, and then the windmill. I don't know about that. Ilie is always there, though.
That's his second interception so far, which is good. Could have been a better pass. He actually could have held on to that longer.
I'm wondering why we didn't get advantage from that play. He definitely said he saw the foul and pointed to it. That's interesting. But as we said, this is not a pro referee, although you could say that wouldn't have helped.
Right, yeah.
But I think a high-level referee plays the advantage and then calls that back after the bad pass.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. People are trying to get you a check from American Express.
I mean, yeah, for sure. You guys know, like, anything that I'll put out there.
Struggle's real. We'll hawk anything. Let's do it.
Just give it to me for free and I'll continue, to talk about it. That bundle, though, I'm not even kidding. It's amazing. Get it.
Yeah. Didn't even have to be paid for that. She just bought it on her own.
Here we go.
Oh.
A card.
For the play. Okay. Interesting refereeing. Okay, so he felt like they had taken their advantage. Play went on, and then he came back at yellow. Actually, I'm going to applaud that because I do not see that very much in MLS.
No, I definitely, because I was like, for who? But like, yeah, we're going to the last play, so that's fine.
So Marky Delgado is now on a yellow, who's very pivotal to the way the Galaxy defend transition and the way they deal with teams when they lose the ball. That's a big moment. That's a big yellow card.
Yeah, that really helps us on transition. He's not going to be able to do too much there, so he'll have to not do that next time with Ilie. He's going to have to let him go or be a really good defender. So, yeah, that puts us in a good position. And I want to see us exploit their weaknesses because I'm sure they're looking at Ibiaga, and that's where they're going to be targeting. So we should target Delgado now.
Every moment, every misplaced pass, we're like living and dying with it, as I'm sure everyone in the chat is as well.
Okay. Vela loose pass, but that doesn't happen that often. It's cool.
We are seeing LAFC play, or willing to play in a lower block, bring the wingers deep, just let Chicho be up there. This is an interesting development that we saw a little bit in Columbus, whether it was for tired legs, the layoff, or, talking with Steve, actually, he said tactically, it seemed like the best idea with what Columbus was doing.
Yeah, and I like it because we're playing away from home, and the impetus, in my opinion, is always on the home team to come out and play you. So we don't need to go out there gun-ho with a high line and allow them to expose our frailties in the back line. We need to make them come on to us, and then we have good players that can attack them on the counterattack, like Masovsky and Vela and Chicho. So it's on them to come at us. Let's not go out there and expose ourselves.
I'm looking at, again, Jason, our producer, is throwing little things in, but I'm also kind of monitoring the chat. It looks like a couple of Galaxy fans have come in here as I'm seeing some Chivas references. So, hey, thanks for pumping our numbers.
Oh, man. Ooh. Murillo sometimes you thinking he's like really
he's prime Beckenbauer on the ball.
Sometimes. And it scares me.
Danny's got to find a way to get into the game. A few touches that haven't gone his way.
Do you think he's
Maybe-
nervous?
I think probably, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't started very many games. I think that's the moment where you say, like, just do the most simple thing.
Yeah, for sure. Get on the ball, pass it to the next
Mhm.
guy, like get your head up.
Especially as a forward, maybe get on the ball, find the next closest guy to just a quick layoff and then
Mm.
run behind. Something that just kind of gets your gear spinning.
Yeah. Okay, Mario, this is
There you go.
it's not
Beckenbauer again.
today. It's not the day. Be safe.
Or he's wearing number 3, Beckenbauer, Maldini, whatever you want to call it.
I
Although
know.
Maldini didn't really use the ball very often.
So far, in terms of standouts, I do think Ilia's positioning and his interceptions and him just getting his toe
Mhm.
on some of these loose second balls has been good for us.
Mhm. Yeah, I was just about to go. He's reading the game. And he's one of those players, a Busquets type player where I think it was Del Bosque or somebody that said if you watch the game, you don't see him, but if you watch him, you see the whole game. He said that about Busquets, and I
That's
feel
like a beautiful quote.
I know there's a really good quote.
I
I wish
like that.
I should have just claimed it for myself.
I like
But
it.
it feels like that's the way Ilie plays.
Yeah, for sure. And when he's playing well, I think we ultimately play well. So yeah.
Guessing traffic was bad because still looking for a chance to fill in those
Mm.
seats. I'm wondering if we're going to get a tweet from our favorite LA Times sports writer letting us know, I can't believe no one showed up. I know there was plenty of LAFC fans that bought tickets, so you're welcome for that help.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's what we're hearing too. You can kind of hear them in the.
I think that helps us that they don't have a full stadium full
It's
of their
got to,
fans.
right? If you're, great ball. Just a little off the pace, but great ball. And that's Delgado cutting it out. So that's how important he is to the Galaxy. Yeah, get on him.
Oh my, Sifu, are you okay? But yeah, so you even see with some of the Galaxy players, like they look like they might have some nerves. They're taking some loose touches as well. Got to take advantage of
Well,
that.
they're probably wondering why they're playing a home game and they can't hear their own fans or see their fans.
I know, right? But that definitely helps us out. Like,
Mhm.
you know, pretty even out there, they don't hear their fans. They don't get the 12th man per se. So
Mhm.
it's good for us.
I really enjoyed the terrible commenters on a Twitter stream last week, and also about 20 Galaxy fans spamming Chivas, they say in the chat. Yeah, they'll do that. You just say hello to them and welcome them. Tell them thank you for pumping the 110 numbers. Yeah, those commentators, just in the Columbus game.
So say less.
For all you people that have ever been like, I don't know how much I like Max Bretos now, you know how valuable he is to a club.
Yeah, it just like at certain points I was like, you don't even know what's going on in the game. You ain't paying attention. You're not paying attention.
When
You're
there were
not.
substitutions and he went, number 30's coming in or whatever number, I'm like, you don't even have the roster in front of you? That's the easiest thing.
Exactly.
A child could do that.
And when LAFC scored, he was like,
Goal.
LAFC
Vela.
scored?
Yeah. I think.
Okay.
Oh, see, here's Vasquez, and he's good save.
Good save,
Crepeau.
Crepeau.
So look, the midfield, the back line does what they have to do there, right? But as they're dropping deep, LAFC midfielders have to be aware of Victor Vasquez.
Yeah,
because he's going to do this. Just watch him, just cruising.
Yeah,
no one even knows no one's paying attention to him because he's so smart in the way he varies his speed. He knows exactly where he wants to be. I think. I don't know. I'll ask you. Do you want your center backs jumping out at him, or would you prefer?
No, I think the center midfielders need to be more aware of him because he's peeling off, and ultimately, if one of your center backs jumps out, then there's going to be a Galaxy player running in behind. You don't want that. So midfield needs to be more aware of him peeling off of the back line and making those runs and ghosting into midfield there.
Bam watching in Australia. Yes, they have no international deal. Look, the U.S. Open Cup. This has been one of the best years for it, I'll say, like the drama and some of the things that they've done. But you're right. They need to think bigger.
Oh, that's excellent.
The FA Cup has become a global event. I would say the Open Cup people are probably thinking, well, it's just for the U.S. Like, who cares? But, bam, you're watching in Australia, hours and hours ahead. So, yes, they need to think bigger. And like I said, the FA Cup is an international event.
Yeah, it's excellent because the storylines are so good when you have those smaller teams beating the bigger teams. And it's just – it's so good. It's going to be good for you.
Isaiah wants to call a game with Max. Maybe, hey, look, there's a lot of games where we do these watch-alongs and Max Bretos is around because he's not calling the game. I don't know. Maybe we could get you in here one time, sit you down next to Mr. Bretos. You tell me how long you can hang out with him. I hang out with him all the time. So I think I could call 10 minutes with Max before I would just be exhausted.
Yeah, I know, right? He always is like super on. He's so good at his job. But equally, we're good too. So come call the game with us too. All right. So the Galaxy still has the ball. We're kind of not pinned in our half, but I think we're finding it maybe difficult to kind of get our foot on the ball and create a chance, so.
And again, it looks like this is the plan to
Sit in.
be rigid, sit in a little bit, look to strike. With Chicho's remaining high, so they're not throwing everyone back. They're saying we do want an outlet. We want to be dangerous in transition.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not pressing all that. Look at them. They don't mind. They're like, hey, if your defenders want to hold on the ball, we're fine with that.
And I have to be honest, the Open Cup is a really good opportunity. And obviously this is a huge game because of who we're playing, but we have so many games coming up. And so Steve has to find a way to play his strongest lineup and also conserve energy. And so we're not going to be able to press crazy in every single game. So this is good, and maybe in the second half you keep it tight, then maybe you really go for it.
And I don't mind them having to have Revolison drop all the way back to find the ball because he really wants to go forward. He doesn't want to build out the back. Yeah. And if they're doing that and they're having to find ways like that, I think that's when they're going to possibly make a mistake.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is like chess. Like everybody's feeling each other out.
Right.
Nobody wants to make a mistake.
Yeah, what say you, chat? When does the first goal come? We're now in the 19th minute. We're going into the 20th. I'm going to say it doesn't feel close right now, but saying that, watching the next 2 minutes, someone will score. I'm going to say a goal 34th minute.
Already?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Bella?
Oh, no.
He's jogging off. His right hamstring.
Well, he's walking. He felt something, and he went off. He didn't exacerbate whatever it is, but yeah, that's not a great sign.
Yeah. So if you're watching, Vela asked to come off. He seemed like he wasn't in a ton of pain, but definitely he felt something. Said something to Steve Trundolo about what he felt. Obviously, all the coaching staff was up, wanting to hear exactly what's going on. Now, Sean, the trainer, is speaking with him. So they have 2 weeks off after San Jose. You're right. You don't want to make it worse, but if there was a game to maybe try to push it. Yeah. This definitely changes the complexion of the game, changes. Yeah. I mean, obviously you can hear it in our voices. We want Vela in this game.
No. But what I will say is that we still have more than enough out there to get a result here. No need to drop heads or anything like that. We just need to get on the ball and play our game.
For you, how does it change though? Because so much goes through Vela. So
this is where Chicho is going to need to really get involved and, like you said, become that release valve. Somebody's going to need to dictate play up there.
Pass the ball.
And so it's probably going to have to be Chicho. But then at the same time, I think at some point you have to get Brian on because he's also somebody that can create. Right now we have a couple of finishers. We have Mahala, who we're not quite sure what he is yet.
Or who is now gingerly walking around after holding on to the ball too long. He really should have passed the ball. He never would have had to deal with this. If Mahala now has to come off, oh God. This is I wouldn't say somewhat worst case scenario. They haven't been scored on though, but you just made a sub and now the sub is laboring.
Oh my goodness. After it's been a couple seconds too. It really hasn't been long enough. But yeah, so
well, like you said, there's still Brian, although I don't think they want to make this sub this soon. And Steve's just watching on, hoping that.
Was it then?
I mean, you would think that might have been the time, but he didn't seem to. He's wincing. Yep, you guys in the chat. What the hell? Worst case. All the feels. I mean, we're feeling all the same thing you guys are feeling.
It just feels like sometimes when you have those injuries running through your team, you can't catch a break. And it kind of feels like that with LAFC at the minute. So
Manchester United free agent Jesse Lingard, attacking midfielders in LA right now, living his best life. Offer him a contract. Jessica, would you offer Lingard a contract?
I mean, he would pop for LAFC, but
Right.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so let's take money off the table. Yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Jesse Lingard,
Yeah.
attacking midfielder, third man run, getting into the box for sure
Yeah,
would
of
do well in this league.
Mm.
Okay, but now let's talk about reality. Jesse Lingard in England makes at Manchester United. What do you think his contract is? He's probably on 3 or 4 million.
Probably in 100 and upwards, maybe around 150 grand a week.
Right. So that's like 3. That's 3 million.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to take a pay cut.
And he's not doing that. Not
No.
yet.
No,
Because he's
not
only
yet.
like 27.
Not yet. Good player.
Yeah. Good
Here was a
player.
chance for the Galaxy. The first time they could get in and around Ibiaga. It looked closer than it was.
Yeah.
Mahal,
So that's a
Mamadou
good,
had that covered.
header, to just get it out of Dodge, reset, and get it out.
They want me to talk about Chiellini.
Then do it. I mean, you're the one who knows about him.
I've said a lot about Chiellini both in the podcast on LAFC 360. Pretty much anyone that asked me about it, but I like the move for Giorgio Chiellini because I think for a team like LAFC, it could only work for them because if Giorgio Chiellini, his other offer is supposedly from Vancouver. If he has to go to Vancouver, 1, they play on turf. 2, they would need him week in and week out to play well, and he cannot do that. But if he comes here in July, which is when the window opens, there will be about 17, 18 games left. He plays in half of them and only starts in some, and you basically take this as an extended kind of preseason, ability to warm him up, get him into optimal shape ahead of the playoffs, then it works. Also, the money works because he's not going to be a DP.
Yeah. And I mean, let's just logistically, let's be real. Vancouver, LA. Vancouver, LA.
The facilities we have at LAFC, the
Come on,
stadium we have at LAFC versus Vancouver.
The
weather. And then on a personal note, Chiellini does speak English. He took English, I believe, in high school. And it seems like he seems like the type of guy that wants a new challenge. He's lived in Italy his entire life. He strikes me as another
like
Juventus type guy, a Del Piero type guy that's like, I want to go to America, see what happens there. I speak English. I want to have fun. So I think he could be a very important, good player for LAFC. And they're saying all the right things, non-DP, doesn't have to play every game, can manage his minutes. I think that it ticks all the boxes.
And he's prime time. I mean, if you've ever seen a Chiellini interview or anything like that, we're going to get some interesting quotes.
He's fun.
So yeah, I think it's a good signing.
And he may be old, but he's never been fast. He's never been about speed. He's never been a Virgil van Dijk type player.
He's been old for 5-6 years.
He's been old for 10 years. I mean, seriously, they were talking about that Juventus backline being old when they first went on the run of 9 straight Scudettos. So
yeah.
He can play. Let's just put it that way. He'll be able to find his way in this league just with his positioning. And then, he's got a little bite to him.
Yeah, I like that.
Sometimes has been bitten, actually. No? You don't like my Suarez joke? Another, speaking of players that are going to be a free agent.
He would be so fun
Luis
in the
Suarez.
MLS. He would be so fun in the MLS.
God, a front line of anyone. Luis Suarez, Bella, and anyone.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting a little bit of possession here, which is good. Yeah.
Is the referee mad at Danny for getting tackled?
Well, yeah, you came in late, buddy. Yeah. It would be nice to get them on a couple of cards,
I like that. I'd like LAFC to, create a chance, get a shot off. They've been close with a couple through balls, but just get a shot on target.
Yeah, I think also with Ilie being so deep and coming into the back line to start our plays, I don't know where the creation is actually going to come from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's going to be kind of up there orchestrating things. So, yeah, it might be difficult to create chances at the moment. They need to kind of figure that out, where the chance is going to come from.
I think Sifu's going to have to step up big now in this game. He's going to have to find ways to break away from that line of 3, be between the lines. He likes to dribble. He's a decent passer, though, but he likes to do it with his dribbling. And obviously, the Galaxy are keeping their lines tight, so it's making that much tougher to dribble. They're fouling when you dribble. So he's going to find it hard, but he's going to have to be the one that kind of unlocks this team because, yeah, like you said, Ilya is going to have to sit back and dictate and also break up play. So one of his midfield partners is going to have to be that extra bit of creativity. And that's something LAFC's been, let's be honest, they've been lacking it a little bit throughout the season.
I agree.
Uh-oh. Oh, good
That's
recovery.
good. Didn't dive in. And there we go. They gave us the ball. Let's do it. Oh, no.
You're not winning that foul. Oh, you did. Okay.
He bought that.
I don't think that was a foul in any way.
That was so soft. It's so funny. So basically the original thing like that happened on that play was like Cheeky didn't win the initial ball when he jumped out of his line and then they broke free. So when you make tackles, you have to commit or don't. And he didn't commit 100%. He could have gotten that and stopped that attack from happening.
And the Galaxy, especially with Vasquez, we've been seeing so far, and it hasn't come off for them yet, but they have all these little combinations, these little partnerships around the field. For LAFC, I'm not seeing that yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you got the hashtag injury bug and you have different guys coming in and out, it's hard to build those partnerships. And I remember a time early on in the season where we were like the consistency, the constant starting 11 that we know. We haven't seen that in a minute.
Nope.
So I think disruption is kind of to be expected at the moment. Nevertheless, I still think we should be able to create a chance.
Yes. I do love this comment from M. Dorn. Watching our eyes will tell you,
Yeah.
Like when Carlos started to come out, you could tell something bad happened. You could tell when a chance is on. That's why it's fun. Like we're here. We're gonna yell out when like something happens. We're gonna say, "Oh no!" when something bad happens. That's something that these commentators can't do. So that's why it's fun to join the watch party. And it's fun to see you guys' comments coming in, talking about this game.
Good. Crepeau coming off of his line, cleaning that up. It's good.
Let's hope it doesn't go this far. But if we do go to penalties, I like that we have our first choice goalkeeper in.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's hope we don't even have to talk about that. What do you think of the dueling broadcast? It's weird hearing two play-by-play people talking. Speaking of, joining us. This is not a watch-along. This will be there live and in person, so you could come hang out with us if you are at the game, if you're at Bank. We are right next to HQ, just to the right, underneath the free play sign. Join us for the LAFC tailgate. It's the 110 football tailgate. That'll be for LAFC versus San Jose. 2:30 p.m. is when that starts if you want to be on camera for the beginning, and then we come back after the game to the exact same location and do an instant reaction post-game. So you can be on either show. Usually we're there hanging out about an hour before. So if you want to come hang out, say hello to myself. Jessica, you'll be there. I believe the Defenders of the Bank will be there also with us.
Nice.
So if you guys want to come say hello to those guys or me, sometimes people want to say hello to me.
You're popular.
Come on by.
People want to say hi to you.
Come on by. And then Monday, LAFC 360 at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I don't know why I said that, but it's on there. And then Angels Wear Boots at 4 p.m. That's obviously the show that Jessica is a star on. Jessica, talking on the podcast yesterday, Max goes, "Hey, so I can't wait to talk about San Jose on Monday." And I said, "What? Monday's a holiday. I did not know we would be doing this."
Yeah, I mean, it is a holiday. So
well, I'm just going to say I can't guarantee what state I'll be in. I might have sunglasses on. I might be like Bernie's Weekend at Bernie's. I might be just passed out in my chair. Like, do you think?
I don't know.
I know you're doing Angels Wear Boots, and it's a heavy ass, but maybe you come a little early in case I need a sub and take my spot.
Nah.
Oh,
No.
All right. Well, I'll be there Monday.
I mean, it's not. I guess because I don't participate in all of the holidays. Oh yeah, I am on both shows. So
Oh man,
I can't sub you.
Oh.
So you have to call somebody else. I'll be there, and I won't be in any sort of state, but ready to do my job.
Then instead of that, I'll say this. I'd like to apologize for my behavior already on Monday.
Oh my gosh.
It's me, you, and Max.
Oh, so both of you
So
guys
you're
might
carrying the
be
show.
like,
Max and I are just going to be passed out. Let's actually make sure, Jason, that Max is on one side. I'm on the other and Jessica in the middle, just in case we fall off and you just have the center camera. You just go all Jessica.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be there to sign the one match broadcast and tell Max to have it ready. Let's do it. Let's do it. Actually, can you fill in for me on Monday for LAFC 360 at 1 p.m.? I'm just gonna pawn it off. That's what we're gonna do. Actually, sorry, I shouldn't say pawn it off. Maybe we'll use it as a contest. Hey, write in now and you can fill in for Vince's chair. I know that everybody wants that so bad.
I know, that would be so much fun.
But you actually, in all fairness, you are part of the show if you join us for both LAFC 360 and Angels Wear Boots, because the chat is a big part of the show. We watch the comments in the chat as we were doing here. So you are part of the show. I'll just be there in my seat, trying to just stewing, being like, why am I not at the beach? They better win.
I know, right? That'll be what makes it
if we have to come back and do it on a
you
loss.
should get this.
Give him some help.
You know, it's been 33 minutes. We need a chance on goal. Shot on goal, you guys. We have not tested the goalkeeper at all. And
yeah, I mean, I don't like a cross to Danny Wasowski surrounded by 3 players. That's not a recipe for success.
No. Do you think we're being a little bit maybe too passive or a little bit too reserved here?
A little.
We're not really committing a lot of men forward.
To be fair, though, we haven't really had like any kind of inroads, so there's no reason why you should maybe be optimistic about getting forward. It has to be said that the sub of Carlos Vela has to shock the team just a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like, do you think that they're in some sort of like, so now what do we do? I mean, maybe halftime, and this is why I think, you know, beginning and ends of halves are so important, because even though there's only 10 more minutes left and we haven't played particularly well and gotten going, if you can get into the locker room and Steve can kind of coach them up and maybe maneuver some things around, you have a chance.
Yeah.
So I think right now we're kind of get into the half mode.
Yeah, you want to see that burst of energy coming out of the half, but hopefully you don't have to use it just to get even, right? You want to use. Oh, oof. Wow. Chicharito's not going to miss very many more of those. So they're definitely going to have to figure that out. You always got to have an eye on him. His movement is obviously great, but I want to take a look at that.
All of our players look a little like, not all, but you can see like Sifu looks like he's laboring a little bit.
He's kind of got an eye on him. And then doesn't take a look in the last couple. And he's in a position to win the ball, but if you don't win the ball, then that man, Chicharito, is going to be wide open.
Yeah, the main man for Galaxy.
Ooh, Kellen. What a good long ball. Just chef's kiss.
I know, right?
Like, even I could have collected the touch on that ball because it's so delicate. Hey.
Let's not sell ourselves too much.
Who won the one-touch challenge?
I mean, that was here, like not in the middle of a game where it's maximum importance. I could see that bouncing off your shit and out of bounds.
I had to trap it off of a scissor lift.
Okay. Oh my gosh. No, you probably could have done it.
I don't know what I would have done with it afterwards.
I know, right?
Just probably try to kick it back to him. No, I don't need it.
So, I mean, this is the worst thing that you could see right now for LAFC is all of your midfielders are being man-marked by somebody, and it looks like there's 5 or 6 Galaxy players and only like 3 LAFC players. So, yeah, go long. Play into the channels and move up.
Yeah, I'm fine with that as long as it's going along with the purpose, because for a second there they were getting into that danger zone of when you're basically playing possession in a U shape, just a U possession around the. Ooh.
What are we doing? Get a shot?
Somebody shoot the ball. Just shoot it to shoot it. Oh!
No! I thought he got it.
Really good recovery by Williams.
That was all right.
That was better.
Yeah, that was better. But it almost seemed like everybody was like, they were like, oh, should I take a shot? Should I take a shot? Take a shot.
It was exactly what you said, though. Play it long. Move up the field. Because look at how many. Now look at the rest defense. Look at how many players are out. There's 4 guys in the box. This is where you're going to be able to put Galaxy under pressure. And look, that's how Raheem's not a defender.
And yeah, Mahala had Raheem dancing there.
Yeah.
Like it was actually broken ankles.
Ooh. Whoa. Low bridge. That's yeah.
And there it goes. It's all popping off now.
And now the cork is out of the champagne.
It just took one.
I don't know if Murillo was trying to actually knock over Chicharito per se, but he definitely took him out.
Yeah.
Mamadou's got to cool down. He's hot. He's hot 30 minutes before the whistle. So
Mamadou's always down for a fight. Like,
keep in
he
mind, no
really
VAR.
is.
So
Oh,
if something
yeah,
has
no
gone
VAR.
on behind the play that the assistants missed or the referee has missed, nothing will happen.
True. I need to see it again.
I need to see it again too.
Yeah.
Because the ball was the referee hadn't blown the whistle yet. It was.
It's just at the most, it's just a card. Come
All
on.
right, well,
just a
let's get this
yellow.
out of the way. What Chicharito did was dirty, though.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
You see,
It's from
there's a player named Harry Kane
I was going to say, I know exactly where you're going.
who does that all the time, backs up
Okay,
underneath.
here we go. Let's watch
He
it.
sees him
Here's
there.
the low bridge.
He saw
Yeah, he
Cheeky
knew.
there.
He knew. He actually did a pretty good job of disguising it. And then, no, he definitely took him. Okay. Well, hopefully it's just a yellow from Rio because
Yeah.
that's pretty.
I mean, I think it's a yellow. Like, it's not.
yeah. He already had a yellow out. I think he was going to give a yellow to
Of course.
Chicharito as
Yeah,
well.
but Chicharito, he should get a yellow for that. He saw Cheeky there.
Did Acosta get one?
Yeah, maybe for doing a little bit of that. Vince.
He's going to be happy to find out he has a yellow card.
Vince.
Jason's trying to get me to do something. I don't know what it is. Our producer's trying to get me to do something, but
Connor. Oh, Connor's here.
oh, it's Connor. We're gonna go back to Connor Colopsis, who's live for Dignity Health.
I'm
Health
not
Sports
a
Park.
big fan of Chicharito.
Oh, good. Hey, really?
Nah, what is that? What is that, man?
He knows what he's doing. It's a low
I
bridge.
will say, okay, so that's a yellow, right? Fair.
Yeah.
Lucky there's no VAR. What was that from? Was it Kellen?
Wait, what did Kellen do? We didn't see it.
Sorry.
It was Murillo. It was Murillo that knocked over Chicharito.
Oh yeah, like Murillo. I like that. I like the aggression, but
But did something else
I don't want a
happen? Because
red.
Kellen did get a yellow card as well. Did
No,
he do something?
I didn't know who retaliated, so it was Murillo.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, Chicho is in the fourth official's ear, just
I mean,
going in.
Is Cheeky
So
still
I
on the
didn't
ground?
get to. They
Yeah.
didn't show us a replay or anything.
Of course.
Oh, I mean,
what
it was
happened to you guys?
ball was in the air. Chicharito was backing up. He saw Cheeky there and then backed underneath him. And while Cheeky jumped up, he flew over the top of him.
Mm-hmm. This looks pretty. Connor, you're probably ahead of us. Is Cheeky still on the ground?
He's still on the ground. Everyone's around.
I mean, he
him.
landed on his neck.
It's pretty.
Like,
it looks
was
pretty
bad.
serious. Like,
Yeah.
what they're doing
But
right now,
why is Chicharito doing that? Like, I get it. It's a rivalry. You maybe want to give player a little.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like you can kind of claim like I didn't mean to injure the guy, and like you're probably not trying to injure the guy, but this is what happens. Things like this can happen.
That's extremely dangerous what he did. They're showing the replay again.
They're showing the replay, and
he landed on his neck.
like his full body, the weight of his body completely.
And good. And Samuel in the chat, the fact that he then went and yelled at the first official.
The fourth official?
What?
Chicharito?
Not the fourth. No, like the center ref. No.
Who did? Well, Chicharito right now is having a long conversation with the fourth official.
See, the thing,
Like,
that
no,
I
when it
don't like
happened.
about this is that because we retaliated, now Chicharito is trying to shift the conversation away to what happened to him. But ultimately, they should be focusing on what he did to Palacios because he landed on his neck. Like, that's
the fact that LAFC and the Galaxy trainers are working together to move him.
Yeah, he's going to be off. If he's not, there's Cheeky can't stay on the field if he's down for this long.
I mean, I just hope he's okay.
All right.
What's it been like there? What's it been like there? We've been able to hear the 32-52 the whole time through the TV. It looks like it's still taking some time to fill in there. What's the vibe like? Hey, give me some of those snacks back there, huh, bro?
Oh, a snack.
Actually, give us a tour. Give us a tour.
Is there ceviche there?
There's nothing going on in the game for a second.
No, I don't think so.
All right, what do we got?
What's up,
on
guys?
tap?
What are you guys eating at? Huh? Oh, little.
It's all you.
Solo Connor action.
We've gone
So
full
we got
screen
some
on
salad.
hard-hitting Connor journalism. Okay, salad,
Some
nice.
salad, some pasta salad.
Okay.
Got some peanuts.
Yeah, some pretzels.
Over here we got some hot dogs.
Okay.
I will say the cuisine at Dignity Health Sports Park is, I mean, it's not like the best, but
Well,
Get you
the
through
day
the
that,
90 minutes. Everyone's out here. So.
yeah, the day that you weren't there for the game in the regular season, the
Yes.
food was actually fantastic. There was ceviche,
Okay.
as Jess said.
Yes, the ceviche was so good.
What else was there? There were sandwiches. Yeah, you got the low rent day.
So from the looks of it, he is back up on his feet.
That's
Trainers
good.
are coming off the field. He's walking.
That's at least a good sign.
Off the field.
How about you go
I-
apologize, Chicharito? That
Oh,
was
I thought you were asking
awful.
Connor too. Connor,
not
go
you.
apologize.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'll go.
Yeah.
See you guys.
If you could go down there and send our apologies.
I don't like that. I want to see if they talk about this in the press conference. But the atmosphere when it happened, everyone screamed.
Mm-hmm.
Like even Galaxy fans, but I don't know. I don't think they knew what they were screaming for. They just started screaming, and then this thing started happening, and then everyone's like, ah!
Yeah.
But yeah, for a game in which they give season ticket members free tickets, sure didn't show up. I kid you not. Like there's a lot of LAFC fans here, as per usual.
Mm-hmm. What would you say the percentage is? It looks like Latif's getting ready.
I'd say maybe like a 60, maybe not, maybe 50-50. But it's like, especially in like the main grandstands, I'd say it's majority black even in the grandstands.
Wow.
Not even in the sports section.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's another free kick. Are you guys watching?
Yeah.
What
It was
minute?
a foul.
43, 54, 55, 56.
Oh, I'm almost a minute ahead of you guys.
Oh, so you're seeing like a different free kick. We're just seeing the first free kick off of.
Oh yeah, no, there's another free kick, and
I got
everyone's doing it.
Yeah, Cabral foul. No?
Thank you. Appreciate
All right,
it.
we're going to say bye so you can go back and
Okay.
enjoy the game. Thanks for the
this is
tour.
fun. I kind of miss you guys. Not gonna
Well,
lie.
we miss you, but we want to see.
Or are you just saying that?
I do miss you, Jessica. I can't speak for her.
I mean, the fact that you have a mustache just speaks to how long it's been since I've seen you.
It's been a very long time. It took me about 7 months to grow this out, Jessica.
Just make sure when you go out there and you see Scarf and Philly, I need camera on you if any goal goes in. I just need the reaction.
Will do. And by the way, everyone in the chat, love you guys. We're gonna get this dub, so don't relax. We got this. All right. Peace out.
Hi, Connor. The way his voice changed when he said it, like, don't worry about it. We're gonna get this dub. What is that?
I don't know.
I'm in a little Bieber there.
Oh man. So yeah, it's so stop and start. I mean, it's hard to catch the rhythm, but Blessing is now coming on.
See how they
Cheeky.
shift things around, because I know that Steve does not necessarily see Latif as a fullback in any form, whether it's right back or left back.
Goes back.
Yeah, Kellen's played some left back for the national team as well as for Colorado, so that's a definite possibility. Which kind of a bummer. We lose out on the thing that we wanted to see, which was Kellen in midfield, which is where he's much better.
What can Latif give us though now? Like he's somebody that has a lot of energy.
Get on the ball in tight spaces, maybe some combination play, which we've been crying out for. I would like to see some of that. Yes, it does look like Kellen's going to play left back now.
Woo!
But yeah, Latif's got a tall task to come in because, like you said, the Galaxy have been going a little bit man-to-man on the midfield. Latif's strong suit isn't necessarily finding angles to receive passes, but we're going to need him.
Yeah, honestly, we just need to go long and try to get the second balls and get into those.
It's worked thus far.
Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. We're not going to be able to pass through the midfield at the moment.
All right, 5 minutes of stoppage time. Cheeky Palacios went off the pitch and went completely off into the locker room. He did walk off on his own power, so that makes me feel a little bit better, but hopefully he's okay. But this has not been ideal in terms of that injury bug for LAFC. But so far,
you got it.
So far, no major mistakes. Although the Galaxy have had the bigger chances.
Yeah, but even the chances that they've had haven't been huge. So yeah, that's good. And again, my main thing now is just get into the half. We need Steve to get them, in front of the whiteboard and tell them what to do. Cause yeah, it's been a difficult half.
Where the spaces are, where they're supposed to be. Cause now they're like, so Vela's gone. There's my reference point gone. And now my left back, who, as we said, it was probably going to be a little lopsided with Ibiaga on one side. Now they don't have that left back kind of bombing down the field. So you're right. There's definitely going to need to be a talk about how they're going to work this out, how they're going to play together.
Yeah, for sure.
Bam's asking in the chat, hey, Jessica, when is Angel City going to try to get Sam Kerr? I'd love to see that happen. Won't.
I mean, there's a couple of players that I've been looking at in the WSL that I'm like, they need to come to Angel City. Like Lucy Bronze has just left Manchester City, so she would be a great right back to bring in. But yeah, Sam Kerr to LAFC, or sorry, Angel City. Who says no? You know,
Right?
Who says no?
I like that they've actually set up in the Galaxy's half for once.
Nice.
That's not a foul.
See, a lot of those have been going our way, but like he doesn't know what the foul is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what was that? Chicho, what was that? I'm not gonna lie, Chicho does some really funny things.
The way he presses, it drives me kind of nuts because he's just like, it's just me running, right? Like, that's what we do. It's like, no, when you press, you got to go together. He's like, well, then where is everybody? And they're like, well, you shouldn't be pressing right now.
Oh my gosh. And he loves the art of buying the foul. You know, that's his thing. And it's funny when he does it sometimes. Okay.
Badly misplaced pass by Ilie there.
And that's the thing about Ilie is his positioning needs to be good because he could be bypassed. So that was scary.
Yep. Luckily, looked like he was willing to take a yellow card there, but didn't need it as they got back. I think of all the things that are going on here, we can't be taking more yellow cards to key players.
We need to get into the half, guys, please. Good.
That's a cupcake. Yeah. That's just that's never going in. Crepeau could have fallen, got back up, and still saved that shot. That was a foul? Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't either. Some of these fouls are I mean, like you said, a lot of them going our way, but some of these fouls are just like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, LAFC is definitely thinking, like, let's just get in the half.
It's the smartest thing, you know. We need the coach to coach it up a little bit.
He got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, gotta coach this up a little bit. We made it. Whew.
All right, the 5 minutes of stoppage time are up. It's 0-0 at the half between LAFC and the Galaxy, and a lot has gone on. Your initial take before we throw it to some tapes here, and then we'll come back and we'll get them fired up for the second half.
0-0 at halftime, based on all the things that have happened, is probably a good scoreline for now. Like, we didn't concede, and so it's a clean slate going into the second half.
Yep, it's been a eventful half, and not in terms of goals for either team, but it is 0-0, so it's all to play for in the second half. We're gonna show you guys some tapes here. We've got the class of 20, or we've got In Touch with Steve Cherundolo. That's my chat with head coach Steve Cherundolo, and we talk about stadiums, visiting different stadiums around the world during that one. We have class of 22, where we asked LAFC players, how do you hang your toilet paper? It's a big question, important question. And then we have Connor Kalopsis, not live this time. However, he caught up with Jaime Camille, LAFC super fan, at halftime of one of the matches, so he'll talk with him. So check that out. In Touch, class of 22, Jaime Camille, and then Justice and I will be back with you guys to kick off the second half. All right, welcome everybody back to another episode of In Touch with Steve Cherundolo. I'm Vince, that's Steve, and hey, welcome back to the Performance Center. What was more disconcerting for you, doing an In Touch before a game at Bank, or seeing me in an authentic LAFC kit?
Probably the kit. I'm a first-year coach in the MLS, so I don't think I'm ready to train you yet. There's a lot going on there. So maybe come to me next year, maybe. Maybe I'll be ready.
Maybe in the off season.
Yeah.
It's all mental. I'm big head case, as everyone knows. So let's do that little bit of soccer part with you. I want to talk about this month in particular. It's probably going to be the busiest month of the season for you. You're halfway through. What have been your takeaways thus far in this busy period?
For us, it's about getting fresh legs on the field. So we've had a little bit of a bout with injuries and getting guys back in a timely fashion. And so it's been a challenge for the ones who've had to, put up with the brunt of the minutes and play most of the time. And so they're fighting through, they're battling through it. And I think we're doing fine. We're doing okay. But our lack of numbers in this congested phase of the season is starting to show.
One last soccer question. What's been the approach now that a lot of teams have tape on you? You guys have obviously been top of the Supporter Shield race for a little bit. I know we're only a third of the way in the season, but it seems like, the bullseye is on your back and teams come and they're going to give you 100% every time. So what have you learned and what has been the approach knowing that that's going to be the case?
Well, we have to change things up a little bit, and we have the ability to do that. When we are healthy, we have a great roster and quite different players in the same positions. And so they bring different qualities and have different idiosyncrasies about their game, which will then kind of throw teams off a little bit. But we can only use that when we're healthy, and we're hoping to be healthy very soon.
So we filmed this show on Tuesday. Obviously there's going to be a game Wednesday, but it doesn't come out till Thursday. So we have to keep it as evergreen as possible. But I'm going to talk a little bit about Columbus.
Yeah.
And that's where our theme is going to center around, because you're going to Columbus and they have a brand new stadium there, lower.com field. I want to ask you, when you left for Germany and you kind of watched MLS as a part, could you ever imagine how many new stadiums are opening?
It's incredible. And I think MLS and the individual clubs and ownership groups should be very proud of themselves. What a treat if you're a younger player in the United States right now to have these temples to dream about playing in someday. It's truly incredible, and I'm very excited to see these stadiums from the inside.
You obviously got a chance to play in a lot of stadiums. You've been to a lot of stadiums. So I'm going to get kind of what your favorite stadium to play in, maybe your least favorite stadium to play in. But before we do that, I really want to get a baseline. So you and I are going to kind of build what would be the Steve Cherundolo optimal stadium. Okay, so let's start with this. Great location or great parking? How important is location within the city to a stadium?
You don't need parking if public transportation is done properly. So, great location, for sure. Smack dab right in the middle of downtown would be ideal.
As you're building your Steve Cherundolo Stadium, you get to be the head of food and bev. What's the must-have food and beverage inside the stadium?
Beer and bratwurst, of course.
No matter where you are in the world, beer and bratwurst.
If it's done right, yes.
If it's done right, okay. What's like a must-have? What would be something that this would be a no-go if it wasn't there?
Atmosphere. So a roof helps. Enclosed environment, roof helps, keeps the acoustics up, and then to have, obviously, a fan block that energizes and electrifies the entire crowd. That would be ideal.
What's your preferred, one big block of fans, or did you like the dual battling?
Well, if you look at a block like at Borussia Dortmund Stadium, I think it's like 40,000 people. It's just one block. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty incredible to see. It's called Die Gelbe Wand, the yellow wall. And that's pretty special. But to have to play in front of two fan blocks, both halves, mm-hmm. right, is also pretty special that you have in the FC Cologne.
We'll have to do a quiz on all the German that Vince should have picked up from you and mm-hmm. see if I've held on to any of it. Okay, let's move on to your actual playing and be a part of stadiums. What was your favorite stadium to play in?
So I'll say two stadiums.
To the show, he's going to go two stadiums after I ask for your favorite. Go ahead.
Okay. Absolute favorite would be Borussia Dortmund.
Okay.
So I think it's called the Signal Iduna Park.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the atmosphere, the look, everything about it is pretty incredible, the history. There's another stadium that I really enjoyed playing in. It was Kaiserslautern Stadium, mostly due to our game against Italy at the 2006 World Cup.
And you got Del Piero's jersey, which I'm
absolutely
jealous about.
You remember it.
Well, of course I remembered that. Let's talk about your least favorite stadium to play in.
A lot of the older stadiums in Germany that have tracks around them. One of the worst stadiums is my old club's biggest rival. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the name of that city?
Your old club. I know Hanover, but your rival, the rival, we did it because we weren't allowed to say the name.
Yes.
No, I don't.
East Peine.
East Peine.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
What about stadiums here in North America? Not ones maybe you've played in, but what's your favorite stadium here in North America?
Switching gears a little bit, Petco Park in San Diego was a great time. If you want an afternoon out, watch a baseball game. I really enjoyed playing at the Rose Bowl. We played at the Rose Bowl with the U.S. team, Gold Cup final against Mexico, we unfortunately lost. And it's an older type of stadium that you normally don't get to see or play in very often, so that was special.
MLS stadium you enjoyed that's not named Bank?
Well, I'd just say most recently, Cincinnati Stadium was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. It was a good atmosphere.
And now give some love to Bank. What's your favorite part about the home stadium?
Oh, I can't pick. Whether you're down in the locker room or in the field club or upstairs in the pool, sunset deck, I should say, everywhere. There's not a bad seat in the house. And then 3252 with our fan block. It's pretty amazing. Whoever the architects were, you guys did a great job.
It wasn't me. Yeah, good for you guys. Thanks Gensler, and I think John had a hand in it, so good for those guys. Last bit, bucket list.
Yep.
I'm sure you've been to a lot of stadiums, but in world football, there are so many incredible ones. Camp Nou, Bernabeu, I'm naming just Spanish stadiums now, but obviously the San Siro, or the Giuseppe Meazza if you're an Inter fan. What are a couple stadiums that you need to get to sometime in the future, whether it's as a coach, just as a fan, places you want to go?
Two of the ones you mentioned, Camp Nou and Bernabeu, I have not been to, but I really need to go. I think maybe Maracanã in Brazil. I think I need to do. Or to go see Boca Juniors at home.
Okay. I mean, he's a student of the game, so he has all good choices. And we're just putting together our travel itinerary for Steve and I take the show on the road next year. We can't do it here every time. No. We got to make it bigger and better. So that was another episode of In Touch with Steve Cherundolo, and we'll see you guys next week.
Cifuentes baila bien, ¿eh?
¿Quién es el peor?
Pues Letif. Letif baila horrible.
Pero piensa que baila bien.
Él piensa que baila bien. No, pero... No.
Murillo, yo.
¿Tú?
Sí, bailo.
¿Y el peor?
Panchito. Panchito.
Creo que Muri. El peor, Panchito.
Tengo otro más. Ginella. Franceschi. Tienes que conocerlo bailar, Franceschi.
Well, I'm not so good, but I put 110%.
Latif. Christian Torres.
Mala. I'll give it to Mala. Mala. He's very, sometimes he's good and sometimes he's just
I will say,
funky.
I think someone said you were the worst dancer on the team.
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, I can get down.
Between Latif and Mahala.
Do they have different dance styles?
Nah, they kind of dance the same, but I'd probably give it to Latif a bit more. Latif?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Latif.
Cifuentes. Sí. Oh, Latif baila muy bien.
So we are here with Jaime Camille, LAFC legend.
Oh no! Well, thank you. You're too kind. Thank you. I'm just a big fan of the game of the team for over 3 years. I haven't missed a single game, believe it or not. I mean, except COVID, and, the bubble, Orlando, whatever. But I've been here every single game.
And that's going to lead me to my first question. What would you say is the best part about the LAFC experience, having been to almost every single game?
Oh, everything. I've had the privilege to chant with Julio at the Capo stand number 3. Chanting with my family with the 3252 is just insane. I don't know how they do it for 90 minutes, to be honest. I was there for 15 minutes.
It's tiring.
And I had to sell a kidney the next day to keep on. I mean, it's tiring.
In 2012, you played Juan Carlos, in Por Ella Soy Eva, where you disguised yourself as a grandmother.
Oh, you're gonna go there?
Oh, I'm gonna go there.
Me doing drag queen. All right.
I'm going there because you've been, like you said, you've been in the 3252 a couple times. If you had to go back in and disguise yourself, how would you do it?
Dude, have you seen the skull?
Yeah.
They have great. I have to step up my game. I could not just dress up as Eva and come like as a woman. I would have to step on my game. I don't know, man. They have good disguises there, like the skull and of course the luchador and all of our friends. It's incredible. Yeah.
In your eyes, how is this LA soccer experience different than anything in Mexico?
Well, I mean, Mexico we have great supporters as well, but I think nothing matches the 3252 and all individual supporters, like the original, the district, the pride, all of the supporters, when they come here to the stadium, when they become one, they become the 32-52. Everybody that I have brought to the stadium, they watch how they chant nonstop for 90 minutes. They're like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is, they don't stop. And I've never seen that in any stadium in the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's the LAFC experience.
My final question to you is a fill in the blank, okay?
Okay.
I know I'm in LA at the bank when.
I know I'm in LA at the bank when the referee Dal Silbatazo, how do you say that in English? Dal Silbatazo, and the first chant starts. Soy Jaime Camil and you're watching 110 Football. Yes.
Thank you, Jaime Camille. You are watching 110 Football, and this is our 110 Football watch along for LAFC versus the Galaxy in the round of 16 of the Open Cup. It's 0-0 at halftime. We've seen a lot. No goals.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about, though. Jessica, you said coming out of that half that the best thing that could have happened here, with everything that was going on, injuries, yellow cards, just all around craziness, that it was 0-0. So that hurdle they've cleared. Now what happens?
Steve has to do his bit. He has to get in there and coach these boys up, let them know like they still have an opportunity to win this game, despite all the kind of crazy things that happened with Carlos and Cheeky, and they still have a chance. They did the right thing, didn't concede a goal. There was times that they could have. And so, yeah, Steve has to do his job and kind of coach them up. But, from your perspective, what does he need to be telling them to do? Like, if you're Steve, what are you changing?
I'll touch on that in a hot second. MTV video. Yeah, my MTV video says Latif, as a dance judge, Latif is a great dancer. He can be, although we've noted that he has his own music in his head. I'm not sure he can dance to different types of music. That's the only thing, but that's why we love Latif.
Yeah.
Okay, what I think that they need to do, where they've had the most success is, as we talked about the end of the half, is sending it long, getting the team upfield, winning some second balls, and then setting up shop there. I think that might be an avenue, although when I think about an LAFC team, I think about connections all around the field and triangles around the field. I'm seeing too much separation over in too many areas when guys get the ball, and it's kind of like, try to beat a guy 1v1 and then we'll come to you. I'd like them to sell out a little bit more to get a few more connections and get into areas like this where they're moving the ball around, they're finding the gap. That's what the Galaxy are doing.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes you have to be a little bit more direct, and I just want to see them kind of pop the ball into those areas and behind that guy. What is his name? Raheem Edwards. That's his name.
Oh.
I forgot. And
did he play for LAFC?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but pop the ball into those spaces and just run onto them. Try to get second balls and connect higher up the pitch. There's absolutely no way that Elias Sanchez and anybody in midfield is going to be able to receive the ball. It's just too compacted in there. So sometimes you have to play a little bit ugly, kick it long, and then that's where you see the likes of Sifu coming in there and connecting with the front line.
Too soon from Miguel Lopez, who said who will get more minutes the rest of the season, Chiellini or Vela. Well played, but too soon. Come on, man. The guy just went out in this game. Yes, a lot of work to do. And if you're just joining us, it's halftime, 0-0, LAFC versus the Galaxy, round of 16. In the other matchup in the West, Sacramento is up 1-0. A former San Jose player scoring for Sacramento against San Jose. That LAFC would play the winner of this game if they do go on, and I believe the winner of this game will host whoever host that next round of the quarterfinals. So that's why this game becomes that much more important. But if you are just joining us, it's myself, Vince LaRosa, Jessica Black from 110 Football. We are here to kind of just joke with you, talk through the game, banter, get in the chat while you watch it on ESPN Plus. And they have just kicked off, so the clock is at 45:07, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12 if you want to sync up. But we will not be showing the match. We're just here to react and have fun and enjoy it with you as a second screen experience. Brian Rodriguez has entered the match for Danny Musovski. So we talked about Danny and how we want him to make an impact, and it just seemed like he never got up for the pace of the game.
Yeah, it didn't there wasn't a lot of opportunities, but the ones that were there, he didn't grab them. So ultimately, I think bringing in Brian is the right thing. You have Chicho drop in, connect with midfield, try to hold the ball up, and then you spring the likes of Mahala and Brian Rodriguez in behind. It just makes the most sense. And Brian's also creative, and without Vela, you need creativity.
Mahala did all the hard work on that play, and then his bad pass springs a counterattack the other way.
And a crazy
can't have
counterattack as well. How did he get all the way on
Right?
the field? Oh, man.
Yep.
It can't be you. It just can't be you.
I didn't think it was going to be him, but I thought it was definitely one of those ones where it just sits up perfectly and somebody else finishes it, right?
Right.
Thank God we've got that guy. Crepeau's been good.
Yeah,
You want to point out some people that have been good in the game? Crepeau's been good. No, anyone else? Yeah. Still thinking? Going down the list? You're going down.
Yeah.
You're starting from Crepeau and going down the list?
Because beyond like the first maybe 15 minutes of the first half, it was just all stop-start, fouls. It just wasn't much there. So
Ilia's had his moments. Victor Vasquez has been very important for the Galaxy. I think he's still been very good. Chicharito missed the 1/2 chance he had, and
I think Vela looked bright before he went off.
Yeah.
I think he was starting
he was spraying the ball around.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because you want to see Chicharito versus Vela. You want them to go toe-to-toe. I mean, we had so many great Vela Ibra matchups, and we're snake bitten. It's just not going to happen.
Right. Makes a lot of sense. Oh.
Okay, so Max Bretos just updated us on Carlos Vela, and he says it's a left quad injury, which I believe is the different leg than what was injured last season. I think that was his right quad. Quads are weird. It's a soft tissue injury, so you just got to hope that he pulled himself out at the right time because there is a break after the San Jose game on the weekend, but God, I can't. Cheeky, we don't know what's going on with him, although he walked off his own power. You just can't have any more injuries.
Yeah, I mean those muscle tissue injuries can be anything. They can take so long to heal. So at this point, we just have to hope he gets well soon, and the rest of the team is going to have to just do it themselves.
Mm-hmm. I will say Brian Rodriguez looked sharp in his cameos in the last 2 games. He did miss an open net against Columbus, which I think he should have finished, but they finished right after, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But he's looked different, a little different, just a little more direct, a little more speed, which maybe was why they wanted to keep him out just a little bit longer to make sure he was 100% right. I'll just say it, this is going to have to be a Brian Rodriguez game.
Somebody's going to have to step up. And that's why, at the beginning of the end, I know they're not getting a lot of opportunities, but this is where big game players make something out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody's going to have to do it, whether it's Brian, whether it's Chicho, whether it's Fall, somebody has to do something.
Thank God Murillo didn't cut his hair because that's all I think he got on that ball, and it was just enough. just enough. Whew. Yeah, I want some more moments where my eyes get big and I'm going, oh, because LAFC is doing something. It seems like every moment's been nervy on the other side.
It's like, do something.
Yeah, do something.
I don't know if you guys seen the meme with the guy with the stick and he's poking it, saying, do something. That's kind of where I'm at with LAFC. Do something.
In high school, we had a player that he had this uncanny ability to move super slow, and I think because he moved so slow, he could chop guys up.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, when's the cut coming? And then they would already make a move, and he'd cut by him.
Uh-huh.
And so we always thought that when he would get the ball, he was just in his head going, do something, and just playing his own game.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen anybody that's super slow that could still cut people up. That's interesting.
I'm telling you, it's people would run at him, and they would expect something to happen, and then when it didn't, they would just keep going, and then he would pull the cut, and you're like, what? How?
So now Brian, he's gonna get in the box.
Oh, wow! Two attempts, Kellen. Yeah, that's a tough one for Kellen. He's gonna have to really try to side foot that place up. But Chicho's got to. That's Chicho's game, right?
That was a moment.
Be ready. Clean up the garbage. That's a finish that a number 9 just can't wait for. Oh no, he's offside. Cabral's off. Wow.
So this is one of those moments where you had a big moment and then they come straight down and then they score with their moment. And
Right.
we kind of talked about that at the beginning of the game, that we need to be clinical because they're extremely clinical, and we shot ourselves in the foot there. Chicho should be putting that in the back of the net. Equally, how did we get so exposed on the other end?
So when this happened, I got to watch it again. I was worried about Chicharito because he made another great move on Mamadou. But I was like, Cabral's offside, so I'm not worried about him when he finished it. But let's see. Here's the replay now. So defensively, you're in a pretty good spot here. But, Chicharito, like, his movement is just so good.
Kellen. He wasn't back in time.
I don't know.
Because Mamadou had two players on this back post.
I don't know if he was onside.
He's not onside.
He's definitely not onside. Appreciate Joe Totino saying he got it right, but okay. Well, there's no VAR, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we think. So LAFC is going to have to climb a mountain again.
It's such a shame because we really had such a good moment up at the other end, but that's how the game works. You got to put your chances away.
Yeah, a lot of people asking if he was on. I have this. They only showed it once quickly. It looked like he was off. It looked like he was off, but again, it doesn't matter because there's no VAR.
Yeah, exactly.
And to Jessica's point, you had your chance to go 1-0 up, and how it's happened so often in matches. And Mamadou's fired up, but he needs to worry about himself right now. You miss a big chance, and then the team goes down on the other side of the field, and they finish theirs. And I said this before the game, right?
Yep.
LAFC, they're going to create chances, but it seems like the Galaxy will get one chance and they'll finish it. And that was their one chance. They finished it.
Somebody needs to tell Fall. Yeah, I gotta calm down.
You got played a little bit there, and now you're getting fired up at the referee. That's not the way to get back in the game.
Mr. Faithful says, kind of hard to see us coming back when we had no chances. Well, I mean, we created one right before then, so we can create something, but it's going to expose you on the other end, and the defending has to be better. But I think he was offside. We just have to pull ourselves up.
The line's been slipped, so he couldn't call it. If, in fact, that is true, that's scenes. Calamity. U.S. Open Cup. Shambles.
Yeah, I know.
Replay the match.
I need to believe that he made that call standing up with his eyes firmly on the line. Do not tell me he slipped.
Yeah, I would like to see it again. Actually, I want to pull it up on my computer because I want to see that again. I got to know. I just got to know, people.
I have to know.
I just got to know. The video's not out yet, but once it's out, I'm going to take a look.
Somebody text Connor. Ask him. Maybe he knows. Maybe he's telling.
Can we go back to the hard-hitting journalist, Connor Kalopsis? He'll already be... If we do go back to Connor, it'll be because the hard-hitting journalist, Connor Kalopsis, is already down on the field, speaking with that assistant, questioning him, quizzing him. How could you have missed that?
He's up there eating popcorn.
Yep. No, he's straight. Maybe. If he is, he's stress eating right now, though. He's definitely furious.
It's that delicate balance, right? Of, okay, what's going on
what is
here?
Happening?
I never understood like this new thing that came out when people get fouled, they start doing this. Everybody does this. I'm like, what does that do for your life?
Right? That's like when you score a good goal, not a foul.
When everybody's down on the ground and they start doing this. It's weird.
I don't know. Maybe they're like, my wrist hurts.
What?
Chicharito has to just shut up. I'm sorry, man. Good player.
I mean, that's 100% a yellow card on Cabral.
Yeah. I've been commenting on Chicharito's movement and how well he does and how much of a finisher he is, but the afters and just the I talked about it with Fall. Like, Fall needs to stop talking to the referee. Like, Chicharito needs to just shut up. He's such a baby. Yeah, Chicharito is on a yellow. There's no chance this referee has the balls to give him a second yellow for arguing at Dignity Health Sports Park. It won't happen.
Connor says he was on side.
Okay.
Okay. We reached out to hard-hitting journalist Connor Klopsis, and he said he was onside. And a hard-hitting journalist has to tell the truth, even in the face of adversity. So I'm gonna believe him.
So yeah, it's that fine balance of going for it and knowing that you have to get the goal to stay in the game, and also not trying to expose yourself on the other side.
Ramiro has answers for you. There you go.
That's all. It means it hurts a lot. Oh,
I like it now. Now I'm going to use it all the time.
That makes so much sense. Like, because all of a sudden I just seen people get fouled and their ankle is hurt, but they're doing this.
Do you know what? Now that you talk about it, and it hurts a lot. It reminds me of that video where the guy's nailing something into the wall, and then he starts shaking his hand because he hit his thumb and starts playing guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Great meme.
Okay, this is fall time, I think.
A set piece would be a great way to get back into this game.
Fall, get in there.
And for somebody that was suspect on that goal, Mamadou Fall would be the great person to score it, or have a hand in it, or not a hand, maybe a head.
You can't whiff it, Fall. Come on.
Uh-oh. Jailbreak. Yeah, foul.
You got to foul him.
Foul him right there.
Latif!
You got to foul him. Should have fouled him there. Said it. We said it. Should have fouled him. Should have fouled him.
That's awful. Okay.
You have to take the tactical professional foul there. And then we're not even talking about this.
Both times we had good opportunities to score. They came right down and put it in the back of the net. Latif, you have got to take one for the team there.
Yep.
For sure.
You're not on a yellow. I mean, that's a ruthless counterattack.
Yeah. I mean, the definition of clinical.
Yep, right there. Foul.
What happened there?
Definitely onside there.
And I mean, like, real talk, the last person that you kind of want back there trying to defend there is probably Mahala. So we just got caught out.
Yeah, it was a corner. So you don't have
defenders
you have all your defenders up. Ilie has to take some of the brunt there, because even if he's trying to make something happen, he really should just kind of get that ball off his feet, because he knows that really the only thing behind him is Latif and Mahala.
Yeah.
Well, it just got that much harder.
And
now the Galaxy are going to sit back that much farther. As you can tell now, they're going to really drop into this 4-4-2 against the ball, keep the lines tight, and it's really gotten that much harder, because you can't dribble through them. They're willing to foul you. You're going to have to find other ways to get in and around them, whether, like you said, winning the second balls, but somebody's got to step up to at least make this palatable, because it could get out of hand.
Yeah, you don't want to be embarrassed, right? So they still have to find that balance of trying to go for it and not get exposed, and we have not been able to figure that out at all. It's actually been a failure in that.
And they're making a sub. I think I saw Ryan Hollingshead set to come in. Yep.
So you've been in and around the squad and talking to Steve, and you kind of know what's going on in terms of injuries. Is there anybody coming back on the horizon that could really help us out? Knowing now that Vela's out, like, are there some timelines that we can look forward to?
Well, they're confident, and this was before this game, that after that 2-week break, everyone would be back. It would be everyone completely back.
Okay.
Ismail Tashori-Shroudy, Brian's obviously already back. Hollingshead now is back. They feel like Franco will be back by then as well. Who knows now? I don't know. Vela could be out an extended period, even with the 2 weeks. Izzy still should be coming back, but look, they were always going to get a DP in summer, but with these injuries now, it might be in a position where you thought you were safe at and you didn't have to look. They're obviously looking across the entire team at all times where they can get better, but now it's like you just need someone in an attacking position. We were like,
yeah, absolutely. But I think a lot of us had kind of spoken about if you're going to get a DP, they need to be some sort of attacker. And every time I look at this team, I say, we don't have anybody to stretch defenses. We don't have that type of player that people are afraid are going to run in behind. We need something like that, I think.
What I'm thinking is, so it was probably always going to be an attacker. And maybe the bigger question isn't the style of attacker, the age profile. Because if you're saying to me, we need somebody that's going to do something, not somebody that we think could do something or could be better down the line. That's not a Brian Rodriguez signing. That's not even a Diego Rossi initial signing, right? Diego came out firing from the get-go, but they didn't know that was going to happen. So do you think maybe now they're looking where they have a young Brian, they have an older Carlos who seems like he's going to sign a DP deal, and then they get another 27, 28, 29-year-old?
Yeah. It has to be somebody that's a sure thing, at this point, especially, you just, like you said, you have to replace Carlos Vela's, influence if he's not there with this DP signing. So for sure, somebody has to come in that's going to step up. But yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, I saw a comment had popped up about the only thing that can make up for this is winning the MLS Cup. And I think with a team that's so strong that we're so excited about to go out this way, if we do, it's going to hurt.
Yep.
It's going to hurt.
I mean, my worry is obviously MLS Cup will cure everything, but if you can't, if this continues to be a place that's a house of horrors, I worry about them going into, maybe they have to go into Seattle or into a really unfriendly place to play in a playoff game. I said it on multiple shows. This was the second chance that rarely comes in sports. And they had this second chance to actually get this out of the way, get the big win at their rivals' home that they really wanted going into the season. And this is worse than the other game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that being said, though, there's still, 30 minutes. You can get a goal in the next 20. You can make this game very nervy for the Galaxy.
At least make them have to think, really have to play. And I guess, you were kind of talking about the, coming to this stadium. It feels like something that's a little bit of an Achilles heel for this team, or very much so. But what is that, 3 losses in 4? It would be? That's not good form. You got to turn that form around, on the, bigger picture here. These injuries have really cut off that consistency, and we need to get that back. Look at that.
Well, that's the foul you
should have made.
You probably got to take. Yeah, you got to take that. It wasn't really his fault. Mamadou kind of played him a ball that was like, "Here, deal with this," and he didn't have the best first touch. But that is, if you're wondering when we were like foul him, that's a prime example. That's why you foul him. You can't give a guy a free run, the ability to look up, and especially with Chicharito, who his movement, he's going to find a space. You just can't give a freebie. So, yes, Victor Romero's spot on. Look horrible.
We look like we're down a man. Honestly, we do.
Yeah, they're really wearing it. Like they're wearing this scoreline. All right, so the broadcast says they're going to take off Vasquez, which for them, 2-0 up doesn't really matter. They'll bring in a more defensive player. It might even actually be better for their game.
So you got to pass that. Like we're
just too ponderous.
Yeah.
On the ball, not knowing where the next pass is. You definitely had options. Yeah, I mean, injuries were a thing. That's why I say this really is a house of horrors. It's like not even just that they played bad. Like Carlos Vela has to come out. Oh wow, they're going to bring in Alvarez. That's actually a like for like attacker. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where the injuries might have really deflated them, and then losing Carlos Vela. But even with you have Ilie Sanchez out there, Kellen Acosta, Sifu.
You should still have enough quality to at least do something.
So yeah, I'm not really hearing that right now. Oh, Kellen's
Kellen
off
did
now.
finally
My
come
bad.
off for Hollingshead,
My
but
fault.
even before that. Oh yeah, I never got a chance to see that. Connor Klopp said that first goal was onside, but I'm just gonna make sure. I'll be the judge of that.
Mhm.
Let's see here. On the old MLSsoccer.com. Oh God, have you guys seen the SeatGeek commercial that's on MLSsoccer.com? Not good. I don't need a butt to talk to me. Okay.
A butt.
Yeah, that's basically the commercial. All right, I'm getting a chance to watch it now. Let's see. Yeah, he's off.
Are we okay? That scared me. We look down a man. It's insane.
All right, stand corrected. Connor Klopp was right. He was onside. So the assistant referee was right for that first goal. I just wanted something to complain about.
No.
After having fallen down too.
Yeah, fell down, still got the call right. Good for him.
And that was almost it. Almost looked like LAFC. A glimpse of who we are in the box there. Nice passing, but the last pass from Blessing wasn't quite on.
Wasn't quite on has been the expression for this entire game, I feel like.
But yeah, wasn't quite on.
But final product. Nope. Yep. I'm with you, Chicho. Should have passed that ball.
Either pass or go down, because you probably could have gotten a penalty from that had he had gone down, because he tried to stay up. Decision making.
Well, that's weak.
That was so lucky, because that goes in and damage limitation,
Yeah. Look, Mahala's a dynamic player, and he can do a lot of things right. Obviously, he beats Raheem there. That's not easy, with the ball that was initially played to him. But then you got that's what separates a nice player from what becomes a very good player, what becomes a young player that moves on to a bigger. Kind of like that. Irango hit that, but a bigger and better league, and he's really lacking that, because even before that, there was a couple times where like he should have played the ball sooner and gave it up.
See, he's there.
I mean, he's looking up.
I think he.
But if you're falling,
I think you go down and you try to buy the penalty. Like, I know, look at what the ref's given today.
Yeah.
Or you find the pass.
LAFC is just completely forward, and Galaxy are trying to take advantage of every space behind them. So Max Bredos just said LAFC is leaving too much space behind. I don't think they have a choice.
Yeah, we got to push on.
Yeah, they're going to have to leave all the space. There's no way to not.
In this situation, yeah.
Not to hammer Max, but there's nothing that you can do here.
No, hammer Max. Hammer Max, come on. No, but seriously, like at this point, I know there's pride and stuff, but there's really no difference between
2-0 or 3-0.
3-0. Yeah, you just have to go. You have to go for it.
Yeah, and only a goal for LAFC is what makes this interesting. If there's another goal from Galaxy, you might as well put it to bed.
I'm surprised he didn't call that, honestly. What's this?
I don't know.
What's this?
I don't know. That's not Seb's strong suit, so I won't blame him, but still, find a pass. She knows football. Hollingshead with a 70 stash like Connor. I wouldn't say like Connor, But yes, I agree with the 70s stash. That took Connor like 6 months to grow. Hollingshead probably 2 weeks.
I mean, just one day I looked up and he had a mustache. It's
Yep.
crazy. I wish there was. I just feel like there's no belief, but like you could get a goal. There's 20 minutes left. It just feels like all the hope is drained from the group.
Yeah, this is it. Okay, if you're Steve Trundle, you're disappointed, right, because of the play, but I think the mentality you're a little worried about too. When you're watching what you're seeing here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, somebody's calling for a sub from the Galaxy. Yeah, run through it. Good. Do something. Good. No.
Really? There's 20 minutes to go in a game that you're down 2-0 to your rivals at their place, and you try to hit one from midfield with runners ahead? Really?
I want to say that he thought he saw
I'd be
him off the line.
screaming at him. Even if he was off the line.
Decision making has been
I would
a
be
shocker today.
Furious. What is he complaining about again?
Chicharito, come on, bro. Just get off.
You took the captain's armband off already. I guess they took too long.
It's a good tackle.
Murillo's been good all season long. It hasn't really been on him. I think, obviously, Kellen, he's not a left back, right? So we can cut him a little slack, although he doesn't get it back on that play for the first goal, but it's Mamadou. He's been kind of found out by the movement, kind of ball watching.
Well, this is the next step in his progression. He comes in, he gets a lot of, praise for being a young player doing excellently. Now he needs to go up to the next level, and that means like you can't fall asleep on the back post. You need to be more solid. So I think these are growing pains, but tough game for him. Last 2 games have been tough for him, I think.
Yeah. And, against Columbus, he's playing right back, which is not his position, but he played it in a very unorthodox way. I was screaming at the TV at one point. I know we all have our group chat, and I was like, what is he doing? It's 2-0. Like, just stay back and, guard the lead. But Pancho comes in for Mahala. That's interesting. I don't know how that moves some things around.
Okay.
Do they go?
I think we just have to see how this pans.
Yeah, are they going 3 in the back with? Thank you, She Knows Football. We tried to do our best for you guys today. This has been a tough game to call. We'll still do a little post game for everybody that wants to stick around, maybe a short 5-10 minutes. Jessica and I will break down the match. But we're glad you guys joined us. Like I said, this is like watching with your friends. You get to have the TV on, and then we just kind of talk you through it, say the things that you wish commentators could say. Like, he should have fouled that guy. I don't think I've ever heard a commentator go, he should have fouled him.
I know, right?
Hey, Poncho's in. He can't dance, but he'll give us 110%. That Poncho answer was one of my favorite of all time. He said that he can't dance, but he tries really hard.
Oh,
which was just
honesty is good.
So Poncho, I love Poncho. Poncho's I'll say this, and I don't know, there's no consolation to anyone, but this is a team of like really good guys this year, like really nice guys to be around, and they're fun. They're pretty humble. It's nice to be at training this year. I'm not saying it wasn't nice to be at training other years, but this year it just feels a little different. The energy feels a little different, which is why I'm so sad that they weren't able to win this game.
Yeah.
One good thing's for good people. We all know the Galaxy are not good people. They're mean.
I agree. Okay, we're in.
Well, there you go. That sums it up. It's like good, bad.
We just haven't been good. Well, we haven't really been good anywhere, but definitely at the final third, it's been hard.
Good, really good ball over the top from Mamadou.
He did all the hard work,
Yep.
you know,
and then just slashed at it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a finish of a guy that like you could finish with your left foot, but you don't trust it, so you just hit it and like it's almost like close your eyes and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. He did. The hardest part was bringing the way he collected that ball from 50 yards.
And also, I mean, when you don't get so many chances, you kind of lash at the ones that you have. So
get a little nervy.
Yeah. And that's what Mamadou Fall does have in his locker. Like he does have a really nice, you know, delivery from the back. So I wish we'd use it a little bit more, especially in this game, because we couldn't really build up through midfield. Just clip those balls in behind.
I like this movement. There was a little combination here, some movement.
Sifu needs to be on his toes there.
The silence says it all.
I was just about to say that. It's just like, oh.
I know I'm running out of steam here because LAFC isn't giving us much to talk about. And to be honest with you, the game's kind of just petered out a little bit.
Yeah, that second goal just kind of.
Yeah, it took a lot of air out of this match.
Do you think if this had been played at the bank, we would have gotten a different result? Like, do you think it really is just being away at their place, or do you think it was just, you know, it more was the injuries and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, it's an amalgamation of things, but it honestly feels like there's just something about this building where we cannot play well because, yes, at the bank, they're always a little different. Even in games where they haven't played their best against the Galaxy, they've at least looked like the LAFC team, and then we don't have a bunch of injuries happening. Yeah, it just feels like a house of horrors. I can't really explain it other than that and the fact that, like we said off the top, the people will say, hey, there's no better time to play the Galaxy. They're not doing so well. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter when they play us.
Yeah, and for like some teams are just like your bogey teams. They just know how to play against you. And in a derby like this, like form goes out the window. It really does. Yeah, they were really up for this game.
As Justin said, we could be playing on Mars and we'd still look bad.
Yeah.
Well, in other news, Sacramento Republic is still up 1-0 against San Jose, which doesn't make me feel any better because that's like a missed opportunity now because you would have had a chance to play a USL team, not to put down the Sacramento Republic at all, but it would have been a USL team coming to bank, which for a quarterfinal match would have been a full bank. Big missed opportunity.
Oh, fuck, dude.
And Joveljic arrows it into the corner. I think it's an assist from Raheem Edwards as well.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, worst performance, this or against Colorado?
I think this.
Yeah.
I think this because you just don't see. You just expect there to be more fight than this, and I get that there's been some injury issues, and Carlos Vela going out has been difficult, but I don't see it. Where is the fight? It's a derby. It's your nemesis. It's an opportunity to set the record straight from the first match, and I just haven't seen it.
Mamadou beaten again by the movement of the number 9.
Oh, man.
Not been a good game for our teenage defender, center back. We said he had a couple rough games. What do you do with him? Do you keep letting him make mistakes? And
it depends. It's the coach's call. You have to manage each player differently. Some players will respond well to, not well, but will take up the challenge of being dropped, being taken out of the limelight for a minute, let them cool down. Others, you need to let them play through bad form. It also depends on who you have available to you. If you have Murray and Ibiaga and Hollingshead is fit, and you can kind of maneuver things around, you may want to take him out.
Oh my God, get off the
some
field.
People at the field. Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
What is this?
There's streamers on the field. I get it. You want to clean up the field, but it's not going to hurt anyone.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Why are you guys on the field when the game is going on?
Stuff.
And we were in the final third. I know we weren't going to score, but come on.
That is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I look, it has no bearing on the actual match, but someone has to have a talk with Galaxy staff and be like, don't go on the pitch.
Don't enter the match.
Even if the ball's on the other side of the field, this was what can happen. The ball will come down this way very quickly. It's just a streamer.
No, it's very strange. Now, what are you going to do here? Good.
No, Murray's been good. To the point about, you asked me about players coming back. They do actually feel that Eddie Segura will be back as well after those 2 weeks. So there's options.
This is getting, But,
No, this game was lost at 2-0.
If Eddie Segura's back, maybe you put, Fall on the bench for a game or so.
It's a big decision. I mean, that's why you have Steve Cherundolo. And he obviously knows. He went to Germany very young. I'm sure he dealt with this as a young defender, so he kind of knows from personal experience maybe what the right action would be. He is also, remember, at the Las Vegas Lights, the manager that had Fall initially and moved him up to the first team, so he knows him well as a young player. So we'll have to see how he manages that, but it's a big decision regardless, no matter what, because he is a supremely talented player, but also supremely young. And those are two areas where you could really affect his development if you take him, like you said, you take him out and he doesn't react well.
Yeah. We're whiffing headers. That should be a goal.
Well, Hollingshead or Chicho, both? Team goal?
Is it back on? No?
No.
Okay.
I mean, they get another in the next 2 minutes, maybe. It took a set piece, second phase of a set piece. That's it. I mean, you like that they fought back and got a goal, but this doesn't make me feel that much better. It's a great cross by Cifuentes.
I mean, this is our jam right here, our bread and butter. This is our thing,
Hollingshead scored it, right?
I think it's Chicho.
I can't tell.
Whoa. That's not a foul. It's not. See, a
Come
lot
on,
of,
ref. The one chance we could have had, like, actually had a game after all this, and he pulls.
a
Wow.
lot of these have been going our way, but I don't actually think the referee knows what a foul is. Sorry. No, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, get up. Sorry. Are you really hurt?
No, he's tired.
Come on.
He's like,
We're
this
back in it.
It's a good time to catch a couple
Yeah.
Z's. And actually, this is if you're him and he's wearing the captain's armband, Derek Williams. So you would hope that he kind of understands the mind games of this. You do stay down because the more you can take the air out of the game, the more you can muck it up. Like, why not? Even if he's not hurt, you stay down.
Mm-hmm. So that goal went to Hollington, and I have to say, like, he's had quite a bit of goals already this season.
Right.
Yeah.
He has 3 goals in MLS play and now a 4th in all competitions. I mean, we knew he had goals in him for a left back.
Should we consider him at striker or?
I mean, don't get crazy.
Don't push it.
But
you got to get goals from somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I like that he at least he has a little bit of that knack for goal. So you're getting it from somewhere else. So yeah,
right.
They are burning time.
When healthy, you know, LAFC is a serious threat for set pieces. So that does bode well for the rest of the season. Unannounced 2-0 Sacramento over the San Jose Earthquake. So it looks like the Galaxy will host Sacramento Republic in the quarterfinals. Again, just massive missed opportunity.
They're definitely losing to Sacramento. Keep it real.
You heard it here first.
All right. So it may not be back on. I mean, I'm happy that we at least got a goal on, but it's a consolation goal. And if I'm Steve Cherundolo, when I get into the locker room with these boys, I would just, honestly, I'd be honest. Say you didn't work for it. You didn't have the heart. Like, where is it? I'd be kind of pissed, if I was Steve. The injuries are one thing, but don't sulk,
Yeah, I think you have to walk in there and say, like, this is your rival. I shouldn't have to say anything to get you guys any more up for this game. And then something doesn't go your way, like, you band together. Like, it's got to be you guys. I'm only here to help you at halftime. I can talk to you before the match. We can do a little tactics. But once the game starts, there's not much I can do.
Yeah, once you cross the white line, it's on you guys. And I just feel like I haven't seen enough of the fire that, I mean, we didn't even play amazing against them in the first game that we played, like at their spot, but at least I saw more fire then, I saw more, desire, and not seeing it in this game. And I'm disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I really am.
I can't help but think, like, every time we go to Dignity Health Sports Park, we wait until they score a goal to really start to play. And again, in this match, it wasn't until it was 2-0 that we really started to play. Although, we did have a chance that went down the other side of the field. They make it 1-0 their side. But other than that, we did not play. And now at 2-0, 3-0, you start seeing them combine some passes, play some balls around the corners.
Maybe once the pressure is off a little bit, and we've, because that's what it kind of feels like. The pressure is off now. So now we're starting to play a little bit. No, that's not good enough. That's a great save.
Good save. I mean, Maxime, despite giving up 3 goals, can probably look in the mirror and say, I did the best I could.
No, yeah. I mean, he can walk into the locker room and say, talk to them. Like, because it's not him. He's fine. It's not him.
Andrea is saying we should have rested some players on Saturday. We did rest players on Saturday. Carlos Vela, Brian Rodriguez didn't come until halftime. It's not conditioning per se. It's injuries piled up, and guys had to play more games than they would have wanted to. And also this May, it's been 7 games in the month. They're basically playing every other day. There's really no way around it. Honestly, it's not a conditioning thing. It is the injuries piling up and the fact that the load has had to be carried by guys when they would have liked to rotate more throughout.
I can't believe Sifu didn't get that ball. I'm sorry, but how? Let me stop. I need them to tell me that he's injured after the game because he could have got that ball.
He could be gassed too.
Yeah.
He's another one that's been having to pick up a lot of extra slack for people. I mean, a lot of these guys have been playing game after game when they could have used a rest, could have used maybe just to be a sub.
Getting used to having multiple games per week and the squad is stretched. So I definitely understand that, and I think it's a learning curve for this team a little bit, like how to manage their minutes and give good performances each game. But like we're stretched to the maximum here. You can definitely tell.
Yeah.
Both
in game we're stretched, and honestly for the month we've been stressed. Send Jess into the locker room.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'd rip him, but
I mean, I would too. Well, look, I would say exactly what we said here. Look, second chances don't come often, and you guys blew this one.
Yep.
You had a real big opportunity, and like you said, Steve's just got to be real with them. The thing he's got to come in there now and say, one less trophy.
Yep.
You are now contending for one less trophy. It's one less chance for us to get into the CONCACAF Champions League. You now have to be that much better the rest of the season.
What is he calling?
I think he called handball.
Oh my gosh. It's shocking. I need to see it again. Did you handball at Chicho?
Max Bredos and Joe Totino actually talking about the fact that Max was originally, okay, for those that don't know, Max Bredos was originally on this call. He's already been calling some Open Cup games. And the way this works is it's not your home broadcaster. Like they have to all go. Max and Joe are in Fort Lauderdale. They're not even calling the game from Dignity Health Sports Park. You have to go to this complex in Fort Lauderdale for the company that produces it for ESPN Plus, and they'll use a group of guys. So usually they use a lot of guys that are East Coast guys, but Max is out there to call Copa Sudamericana games or Copa Libertadores games and wants to call the game. So he called the LAFC Portland game. That was just stupid from Joe Lich. LAFC Portland from Fort Lauderdale. So he already had called an LAFC game. He knew he was so the company said, yes, the afters. The company said, come on out, call another one. And the Galaxy heard about that, and they made sure that Joe Totino would be out there so it would be fair. And I just think that that's a disservice to both Joe and Max because they both called games for different clubs. They both called international games where they had to keep it down the center. I think that they're professionals.
Yeah,
it's just
of course.
It's just kind of silly. And then you see stuff like this on the field, and maybe I'm naive for thinking we could get through a game without people being stupid and silly.
I mean, this just what irritated me more about this is that so here this is him just running into the goalkeeper and then he does the stupid afters. But Maxime Crepeau, that distribution out there was so good and we were on the attack. And I know it doesn't matter anymore, but it matters to me. It matters to me. Jess, can I get you a drink or a okay? No. Okay. What I need is to just sleep this game off because the more I watch it, I'm actually very irritated by it.
All I know is we have found the title of whatever your book is going to be. It's going to be It Matters to Me.
It Matters
by
to
Jessica
me.
Black.
It does. It does.
Is the Galaxy's aggressive play getting to the heads of our players from Favela? A little bit. I mean, I think we don't like playing necessarily in physical games, although I think this team is more built for physical games than anyone in the past. But I think it goes into the House of Horrors, the nerves already, and then they're getting under your skin, so you want to get back at them. It's a focus thing. You're just losing focus.
Yeah, losing focus, and it just plays straight into their hands. They want to keep the game stop, start, and they're winning the game. They definitely are, and so when you're chasing the game, you don't need to be losing your head.
Mm-hmm.
And from the moment Chicharito backed into Cheeky, we haven't really recovered.
Didn't recover from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just it's exactly it. They've lost 1 out of 3 chances for a trophy. And as we said, it looks like the Galaxy are now going to host Sacramento, who's a USL side. And that's an opportunity to move even farther in this competition. You'd like those odds, especially because you would have been the hosting team, but supreme disappointment. So 3-1. It remains a house of horrors for LAFC at Dignity Health Sports Park. Steve Trundle's got to be.
He has to rip them. I'm sorry. Like, I know there's a lot of reasons, novella, injuries, but this is a derby. This is a really important game, and you had an opportunity to do something, and you just kind of flubbed it.
Yeah.
You know, like, I could take it more, I think, if it, like, look at there's afters now. Like, what about during the game? Where's the energy?
Seb's hot about something.
They really fighting out here. It's got real ugly.
Yep. Steve's trying to
Raheem
calm people down. Raheem and Sifu are off to the side.
I'm with you, LAFC. Now LAFC want to get passionate. This is real. I get it, but it's dumb.
Yeah, this is not ending anytime soon. Eddie Segura's out there.
Murillo, please.
Raheem is really trying to get something to set off.
Please. I'm trying not to laugh because it's so bad.
This has been more interesting than the game.
It really has been fun.
Trying to figure out who's mad at who started what. If you made Eddie Segura mad, you definitely did something bad.
I know, right?
Such
and
a
they
nice
have got
man.
to stop Fall. They have to stop him.
Here's the problem. They all have to walk off behind the goal, and there's only one way to get off. So they all have to kind of figure this out before they can actually get off the field. There's not two exits for the teams. Wait, if there is one player that could hold Mamadou, it's Daniil Henry.
Yeah.
And that's who was holding him.
I'm sorry, but this ball was killing me right then. Oh,
come on. Keep the camera. We don't need to see highlights. We want to see what's going on in the
we're
field.
finally getting
All right, they're showing highlights now,
excitement.
so let's talk a bit more about the game. Let's do just a quick post game here because we're not happy. In our feelings is normally a thing that we do where we do these. We have the Chicho celebration. We have the meh, or we have garbage, absolute trash. I think you guys can guess, but if you want to get in the chat with your emoji for how you felt the game went, I'm going to say garbage, pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, nothing good came of this. It was just bad from kind of like the beginning all the way up into the end. And so, yeah, this is a really poor performance. There's not much I can really take from it. It's not even like we created good chances. It's just, trash.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I mean, so in both boxes, the Galaxy were good, right? They limited chances and they finished their chances. But otherwise, they weren't impressive per se, right? They just kind of waited out the game, waited out LAFC, wondered what LAFC would actually offer. And then they hit them when LAFC went too far forward or missed a chance. So it really came down to, honestly, the Galaxy's sharpness in both boxes.
Yeah, again, I mean, they're just very clinical, and you give them one chance and they put it away. We have a chance and we just can't get it over the line, and that's the difference. And ultimately as well, like, if you're not, solid defensively, they're going to take advantage of you. And there's just the same kind of brain farts that we've seen in the last couple of games coming back to the top. So yeah, I'm really disappointed in this. And like, I get that they're really clinical, but like, we have to work on our clinical finishing, because this is something that was spoken about last season, and it's starting to creep back in. We have chances, we don't put them away. They have a chance and they put it away.
Right.
You don't want that to become a theme throughout the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, the quality has to rise to the top because I think LAFC has quality on the pitch that after they get an advantage, they can really crush teams. So they're just not getting the advantage. But we have that first-rate journalist, Connor Kalopsis, is back. Let's see what he's got.
Yo, is it too loud? I can go inside.
Yeah. No, go inside.
Okay.
Also, your Wi-Fi's not your data plan's not great right now. You're a little choppy.
Okay. There's Campbell.
Hi, Campbell.
A big brawl on the field just after the match ended. I don't know how much of it did you guys see?
We saw quite a bit. We saw Sebastian Ibiaga was very fired up. We saw Mamadou
and then
was ready to run back out there, but
Raheem.
Daniil Henry, luckily, is the only man strong enough in that entire building, I think, to hold him from doing something bad. We saw Eddie Segura and even Franco Escobar out there dealing with some things.
To the extent where like it just kept going, and then like when you thought like, okay, it's definitely they're gonna like disperse and it's gonna be, whatever, and then Mamadou just jumps over everyone in the middle and just like throws a punch, and then everyone just kind of like, it was crazy. It was a lot, and that was probably more entertaining than the entire match itself.
That's what we said as well. Unless you're a Galaxy
fan. This hurts, but we're going MLS Cup.
Is that all you came on here to say?
I don't know. It was weird. I sent Jason some videos from
your
the
reactions?
fight from here. No, from the fight that was going on.
Got it.
Like I said, hard-hitting.
Did they eventually find a way to get? Because they have to.
Marvin, I disagree. Sorry, go ahead.
I said, did they eventually find a way, because they do have to walk off the field together. There's only one exit.
What happened was the Galaxy players went to go celebrate. Like Julian Araujo was like, "Yeah, I'm over this," and then like started skipping. Like, I'm not even over exaggerating. Like started skipping over to their fan base at the Angel City Bridge. It was so funny. Like obviously he was trying to like mess with the LAFC players by like.
You called it the Angel City Bridge. It's the Angel City Brigade, but I like that better.
They call it the bridge, no?
No. It's Brigade.
I'm gonna look that up, and I'm gonna send it back to you. And prove
all right,
it to you,
do that. More hard-hitting journalism.
Go ahead. I'll do it on the right back.
I like the new Connor. Hard-hitting journalism, Connor.
I love it.
You know what? Campbell's on it. I got my assistant on it right now. Just to prove you live. Look up Angel City Bridge. Campbell. Thank you.
You're gonna find there's an Angel City Bridge in some random place.
Yeah. I really don't like. I'm kind of numb to it at this point. Really.
Yeah.
Like this is one of those things when I used to come here, and at the beginning when I hopped on, I was trying to tell you guys like, usually like I'm nervous. Like the stakes are like pretty high today, at least it's a knockout game. But I came here and I was like, I might be a little over this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not over the rivalry, not over like the song, but it's just like it didn't feel the same. Like I feel like we've come here so many times and the same thing has happened, regardless of the injuries, regardless of how the Galaxy plays, what their form is. It just feels like the same thing over and over. I'm just kind of like over it. I'm still gonna show up and hope we win, but I'm just not as like it's not as intense anymore.
Yeah. It felt like Charlie Brown and Lucy with the football. Do you know that reference?
No, I don't. Oh yeah.
Oh my
God.
Yeah. I was like, does he not know it? But I get it. You're young.
Yeah. So. But you know that reference, right?
Those guys. Yes.
It's like it's put in front of us, and we're like, hey, we're all excited. We're like, we're gonna go there. It's a knockout game. We've only ever won knockout games, which by the way, now LAFC is 1-1 in knockout games against the Galaxy.
I know, man. So it's just like I'm just over it a little bit, right? Yeah. Like it's like what's the? You should check out my Twitter. I posted one tweet. I tweeted one tweet.
One tweet
from the game, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay, we'll check it out.
But anyway, much love, guys. This will be a sad car ride home, but it could be worse.
And you're not on the show for a while, so for everyone that loves Connor, and a lot of people do, say goodbye to Connor for a little bit.
I'm going off the
traveling. He's going to be traveling, obviously, and then we'll have some time off too because LAFC will be off. But Connor will not be there on Saturday, nor will he be there on Monday. Connor, I was telling Jessica that I did not realize we were going to be in on Monday, and I'm part of that show. And I've already made apologies for whatever state I'm in.
Yeah, that's going to suck for you, but hey. Lucky that's not
Gonna
me.
suck for you.
Yeah, must be nice. Well, enjoy your trip. I'm sure Campbell found out that it's not Angel City Bridge. Thank you, Campbell.
No, she's working. No, she's not. She's working on it.
I'm gonna
And
tell
I'll
you
get
right now.
back to you.
I know though. It's not even
No, you
up
don't.
for
No,
debate.
you don't know. You
Yes, I
don't
do.
know, Vince.
Yep.
What are you, a writer?
Yeah. How long do you have to hold in that holding pen before you can go out?
Oh no, we can leave whenever I want.
Oh, okay. Well, be safe when you do.
Anyway, thank you guys. God bless.
Yeah. Godspeed, Connor.
Godspeed. Okay.
All right, there goes Connor Kolopsis. He at least made me smile.
Yeah, he did. I mean, honestly, like I get what he's saying about it not being as intense. I have to be like, I do feel like I'm not quite over it yet.
Mhm.
It's really hitting me that they just went out there and did it. They didn't perform for us, so there you go. But kind of have to just move on from it and just figure out how we can get a full strength, strong squad going forward, I think,
Yeah, look, the season is all we have now. I think a lot of people have been in the chat saying LAFC has to win the Supporter Shield MLS Cup now to really make up for this. And they're not wrong.
No, they're not wrong.
They're not wrong. I do feel like that to wipe this taste out of your mouth and to really, because I feel like LAFC will not play the Galaxy in the playoffs. Like it just doesn't seem like it'll happen, although MLS maybe will find some way to make it happen. Not saying that they would do something like that. They'd do that. But I feel like if they win, like let's say they win Supporter Shield, or no, let's say they don't win Supporter Shield, but they win MLS Cup, but they don't beat the Galaxy. You're still gonna have to hear it anytime you walk around town with your LAFC colors on, and a Galaxy person's like, "Hey, we beat." Especially if the Galaxy do go on to win the Open Cup, right?
That would suck. Like it really would. Yeah, that would suck.
All right. Was there anyone that was a stock up for you in this match? I mean, I want to say Crepeau, but he's always like he's trusty, so this doesn't really feel like it.
I mean, it's so hard like to choose anybody because it has to be somebody that like didn't play. Like a stock up would be all the injured players because we need them back, and without them, you can see that we're really, really stretched thin. So I guess my stock up would be the injured players. Like we need our depth back,
That's not good.
I mean, but that's how I feel about it. The whole time I was just thinking, what would it be like if we had our full team, at the very least, even though it may not have changed the outcome.
Yeah. Yeah. So Maxime probably could be for some people, and some people have said Maxime would be their stock up in this game. I think maybe Hollingshead, he scores the goal. He comes in after an injury. He was an injured player, then actually got to play in the game and scored.
Yeah. Brian looked sharp. Like he looked okay.
He was slashed at that chance though.
Yeah, he did. It wasn't as bad as Chicho's missed header.
Stock up his injuries. I would say Murray was pretty good.
Yeah,
not his fault on the goals.
He was solid.
But for me, Murray's been good all year. I know a lot of people have had mixed.
He just has
about him.
that really bad foul that leads to the yellow card early in every single game. I think that taints people's views, but I think he does a good job as long as he doesn't try to dribble too much.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. But for me, it's just more like,
We got people out there drowning their sorrows with In and Out. It's probably a good way to go. It's getting a little late though. I can't eat that. I'm getting old. All right, let's go stock down. I'll just say it. I said it all game. Mamadou Fall. Stock down. He needs to somebody whether it's a talk to say, hey, maybe you need to watch it from a different perspective, i.e. the bench for a little bit, or just sit in a lot of tape. But Chicharito tore him up. And then look, Chicharito's a world-class forward. No disrespect to that. But Mamadou is a guy that we have high hopes for, and I know he can do these things, but that seems to be the last moment of his progression is reading the game and understanding that you can't just rely on your physical abilities. You can't just ball watch. You're gonna have to get in there and get dirty and do the little things and chase runners when you maybe just want to try to cut a ball out with your feet. So real talk, I think they have to have a real heart-to-heart with Mamadou and really sit down and Steve is a good person to sit down with and watch this tape and just say, what did you see here, Mamadou? Because I can tell you this, and this, what I would do differently.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree. I do agree with that. And they do need to figure out if they want to play him through this form or drop him so that he can kind of watch from the bench, and that's up to them, and they know what's best. But I saw it like in the comments that somebody said Avella's durability is a stock down, and also this team's mentality. I think I would probably go into the team's mentality kind of route with my stock down, because it's nothing. You can't have all this quality and not show up for games. And right now it's 3 losses in 4 games, and you can kind of blame the injuries as much as you want, but we have the depth, and there was enough quality out there to at least perform. And this is a derby, and the mentality was on the floor. After halftime, I expected to see more energy, and we did have a chance, but Galaxy turned around and went right down to the other end and put the ball in the back of the net, then did it again, without us really doing much. And that's really disappointing. So it's not so much about it's not just about having the quality and the players. You have to have the mentality. And right now, this team does not have a best team in this league mentality right now.
No. Well, they haven't played a game that they've looked at like a very good team, and their points obviously put them up in the category of best team in the league. But I haven't watched a single game where I thought for 90 minutes, this is absolutely the best team in MLS.
No, I mean, we've been barely, like a lot of games, scraping by, starting off slow, coming back from behind. And so things that we thought would kind of fix themselves or we would move on from have become a theme, a pattern, a mentality. And so coming from behind, kind of, I would say, not performing to your highest level, that's a mentality thing. And so they need to get out of that.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat, you guys, stock down was, I wouldn't say it was an easy one, but it was one, there was a lot more choices. And you guys have been spot on talking about the midfield. I agree with you. The midfield wasn't great in controlling this game, didn't create many chances. We had people talking about injuries, which you talked about just in general. Vella's health. Stock down was, let's say, finishing. You guys were on with point with that, which you brought up as well. And we brought up even before the game, they've got to finish their chances to even have a chance in this game. Just a lot of stuff. There was talk down about cover for players. I mean, I think they signed enough players, just a bunch of injuries. I don't know if I would go that far in terms of signing players, but there's some real things to look at here if you're John Thorrington and you're saying, because if you are saying that it's injuries, and I think we think that injuries do have a big part in terms of missing players, but also wearing down players that could be in better form. But after this 2 weeks, they've said, we think we will have everyone back. So you better come out after these 2 weeks. And I know they still have a game, San Jose, Saturday. Whatever happens in that game, happens that game. I would just put on the calendar 2 weeks. And by the way, coming out of those 2 weeks, we play Seattle. So when you get everybody fit and healthy and back, and you can no longer point to the injuries, you better come out flying. And I think Steve Trundle is probably saying that to his guys. Like, look, there's going to be no more excuses soon because everyone's going to be healthy.
Yeah. And what I will say is you're going to lack leadership without Carlos Vela. If he's not 100% fit. And that's where somebody like, I am dying to see Eddie Segura come back into the scene.
Yep.
We need somebody out there that can lead this team, because right now it's just, there's players out there that we've spoken a lot about, and we've given them a lot of praise and projected that they were going to have good seasons, but they have not stepped up in times of adversity. So we need some of those players to come back. And one of them that I'm really looking forward to is Segura, because without Vela, where's the leadership coming from in this team?
I'm looking forward to, in these 2 weeks, and I don't know exactly what they have planned for training. I know that after Saturday, they'll take a break, a little bit of week off. There will be some players away on international duty too, which kind of isn't optimal for your 2 weeks. But I would like to see a new wrinkle offensively. Again, I keep hammering on it, just the combinations, the triangles, the ability to work with each other. I feel like we figured out one thing is we can go long, we can play quick, we can play better in transition, which was, let's be fair, a big problem last season.
Yeah.
We could not play at all in transition, did not score many goals in transition. We've got that down pat. Now I'm just worried a little bit about what we do when we have the ball. We move it to different areas, creating even mini transition opportunities where you just move it into an area where you can run at an unstructured defense. I just don't see that. I don't feel confident in them at all with the ball at this moment. I only feel good when they're kind of back. They play long, and those guys get out and run. And I think you're going to need options A, B, C, and D. And I think these next 2 weeks, maybe just work on some things that you say. They're not set plays necessarily, but they're just like, look, guys, these are things that we do all the time, whether Carlos is on the pitch, whether Mahal is on the pitch.
Yeah, you work on your principles, your patterns, you know, and they're the same no matter who's out there. And I do think that they need a little bit of that repeatability and something that they can fall back on when things are not going their way. I still just think that the attack is a work in progress. We haven't found the right balance. It always feels like there's just like one guy up there and there's two others that are kind of ghosting through the match, whether that's Musovski or Chicho. It's just not good enough. So maybe they can take those 2 weeks to try to figure out what they're going to do if Vela's not there, but also give them some patterns and, like you said, a plan B when things are not going our way. Because right now I'm just like, where the goal is going to come from? Where's the creativity going to come from? Where is the chance creation going to come from if Vela's not there?
And a lot of people in the chat saying the same thing. And I think what we're all circling around, which is what Vela used to be for us. And sometimes it was to the detriment of LAFC. But Vela used to be that player that you knew was a class and a quality above and could win games for you on his own if you sometimes needed it. Right now, I don't feel like there's a single player on the pitch that could do that for LAFC. And that's a big problem. And that's why people are pointing out you need a DP either as a creative midfielder or a DP forward or something like that. There needs to be a player, and in this league especially, it seems like the best teams always have a guy that just shows up every single game. We saw it today. Chicharito scores a goal, just shows up every single game. I think Vela can be that player, but obviously he's dealing with something, dealing with an injury. Maybe they got to go out and find that player.
Yeah, I mean, availability is so important. And if he's not available, then you have to figure out something else. And I mean, Justin had put out a hot take there about Sal Chicho. I don't think we're there, but he's
if he gets you something else,
he literally needs to show up at some point. And he's supposed to be the guy that steps in when Vela's not there, or with Vela. He hasn't done that. So we need somebody with some personality. We need somebody that's going to come in and say, I'm the guy. And then if Vela is available, then you can use those two together and Brian to really create an interesting attack. But if you can't rely upon Vela and you can't rely upon the players that are left without him, then you need to get somebody to step in.
Yep. Well, I think we covered all of it, and what we didn't cover, you guys definitely picked up the slack in the chat. So thank you for that. Unfortunately, it is a loss. I'm actually glad that we're here in Burbank, so I don't have to walk to my car at Dignity Health Sports Park like Connor does. But we've enjoyed having you guys on this watch along. This was fun in a way. It was fun to be with you guys. It's fun to have community. But the game,
fun. Even
the match, the game was, the match was not fun. It's fun always to sit in with Jessica and talk about football and a lot of different things and just banter and go back and forth. But I think that'll wrap it up for us. 3-1, LAFC loses. We're back at it on Saturday. We'll be there at the bank. LAFC versus San Jose. Tailgate is at 2:30, 110 Football Tailgate. So either see us there at the bank or right back here on our 110 Football YouTube channel. And then, of course, Monday, we'll have LAFC 360 at 1 p.m. And then Angels Wear Boots, our Angel City FC show. So Monday, we're still coming back. It's a holiday. You'll have a drink. You can just watch us. We'll talk about some football. Jess will be there. She's doing double duty on Monday. So be there because she's putting in double duty. You owe her that. I'm going to say that right now. She took you through this game, through this horrible watch.
Oh, my gosh.
You owe her that. So we'll see you guys on Saturday, and then Monday. We'll be right back. Thanks so much. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Jason, our producer. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Bye-bye.